Welcome, dear listeners, to the one and only, the incomparable, the occasionally coherent Three Guys and Sometimes Bob podcast, proudly sponsored by the ever so versatile Cigar Cave and the artisanal masters at Steam Distillery.
Broadcasting live from the multifaceted wonder of the world, the Cigar Cave Tobacco Alley, lube, oil, tire shop, and hair salon, where life's essentials meet in a symphony of tobacco, treads, and trim.
Join us, your amiable hosts, and our enigmatic Bob, as we navigate the smoky corridors of casual banter, drifting from the profound to the profoundly absurd. Our conversations are as unpredictable as the services offered at our illustrious recording venue.
Whether you're tuning in for a metaphorical oil change of the mind, a philosophical haircut, or just to hear the latest in steam-distilled wisdom, you've come to the right place. Here at Three Guys and Sometimes Bob, every episode is a unique blend of insights, laughter, and the unexpected.
Sponsored by the Cigar Cave for your finest smoking pleasures and Steam Distillery for those spirited debates. We invite you to relax, light up a cigar, pour a glass of expertly crafted spirit, and enjoy the ride. It's not just a podcast, it's an experience.
There we go. All right.
It is an experience.
Yeah. No bam. Okay, here we are, episode siete.
Siete?
That's siete, right?
Well, you still got to post Cuatro.
I did. They're up.
Oh, they're up?
Well, with the
1, 2, 3 are.
Cinco, no, Cuatro was up as of last 2 weeks ago. Oh, I backdated them. I put them up this morning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. and Cinco was up was uploading as I left the house. So
Well, obviously we don't have no listeners because I haven't listened to it yet.
yeah.
No,
so
I haven't either.
yeah. So here we are. This is the big Valentine's Day, or what I like to say is VD.
The VD day.
No, just
Yeah.
VD, because then it would be Valentine's Day.
Right, day.
It's like ATM machine.
VD?
VD.
Yeah,
It's just VD.
Day.
Happy VD to everybody.
Right.
Yeah.
And good luck on getting one tonight if you're out.
Yeah, if that's get the single
I mean, the
night-
Valentine.
Yeah, the Valentine of ish.
You could go. Yeah, you get syphilis on VD Day.
Yeah, well, that's
Well,
what.
that would be a different day.
Not necessarily.
No, it's still.
That would be Saturday night downtown.
Still be a veneer.
It could be any night. You can get syphilis any night. I mean, it's not.
Yo,
Yeah.
Welcome
Yeah.
to downtown.
Well,
So okay, so I want to do a little thing that we'd start of what I want to start calling is shit that happened in the past.
wow.
Basically, things in history on this date.
Okay, that's a good.
So being February 14th now of 1924.
Oof. That's almost.
You know
That's
we
100
had-
years ago.
Yeah. Very good math.
Got to find something good. Steve McNair was born in 1973.
Who's Steve McNair?
Quarterback for
Oh, that's Steve McNair.
yeah. So wait, there's more. I'm on events. I don't give a shit about fuckers born. Silence of the Lambs was released in American theaters in 1991 on this day.
Okay.
Good Valentine's Day movie.
Wow,
Yeah, it
that-
was.
yeah.
Great movie.
Yeah, classic right there.
What was it? You put the lotion on? Oh, that was.
That was Silence of No, that was the other one, right? No, it was. That was. Yeah, it was Silence of the Lambs.
Does it?
Yeah, because that's why she was going to him, because he had the mindset of that Buffalo Bob guy
Right.
that had
right.
that was making the fucking skin.
But that was in a different movie.
No, it was the same movie.
Oh, Buffalo Bob. No, Buffalo.
Well,
Bob.
no, that was on. You're thinking about the Joe Dirt version. Yeah.
Filter, yes.
Yeah. So apparently IBM Computers was launched in 1946.
Oh yeah.
Of course, the band favorite Al Capone's folks killed a bunch of fuckers back in 1929.
the
They called it
Valentine's-
St. Valentine's Day Massacre.
Yeah, he killed a bunch. Well, his people did, allegedly.
Yeah.
Today's National Ferris Wheel Day.
Wow.
Captain James Cook was killed by the Hawaiians in 1779.
Well, he kind of probably pissed him off.
Well, it
He
was
showed up
according to
there.
this, he was killed by Hawaiians in a dispute over the theft of a cutter. Now I'm thinking, okay, cutter as in a ship, or cutter as in like a box knife.
I'm gonna say
A ship.
Yeah.
But I don't know if the Hawaiians had that kind of.
Well, were they Hawaiian or were they Polynesian?
No, it was on the Big Island.
Yeah.
So those are real Hawaiian.
Yeah, the actual Hawaiians back in the
Okay.
day, which who knows where they came from. But my thought it was because what I had always heard when I lived over there, that he went there once, a year or two earlier, because under the Queen's orders, they got to take over the whole world.
They probably had a luau, and it was all good.
And they thought of him as a god because he probably brought things with him like goats and chickens and stuff they'd never dealt with before, and like syphilis, things like that.
Yeah.
You know, all the good stuff. He shared common colds.
Snakes, mice,
Yeah,
rats.
but then, and so the Hawaiians thought of him as a god, and apparently under at that time Hawaiian belief that the gods show up, you praise them, give them your virgins, throw them in the virgins in the volcanoes, whatever.
Yeah.
And then, but if they come back, that means they're coming back to take you out. So you take them out.
Oh.
And that's what the story. But now apparently it's over the theft of a cutter. Well, maybe the theft of a cutter was because they swarmed his fucking ship when he pulled in the harbor.
Yeah. Well, I bet if he knew that not to go back, he probably wouldn't have went back.
They didn't tell him that part.
Yeah.
They didn't tell him. They're really secret. They're like, we're going to take
He
you.
wasn't able to look it up on Google.
No, he should have YouTubed that shit. I'm like, because the last fucker.
Figure out how to get
Wow.
in there.
Yeah.
Well, that kind of sucks.
And do you know what the whole history behind Valentine's Day is?
Please share.
There was Hallmark started it.
Well,
and then See's Candy jumped on board with that shit.
Okay.
No, back in like 248 AD or BC or whatever. It was one of them fucking letter years.
What was it? Jesus alive or was he?
I don't know. I've never met the
Doesn't
man.
sound like he was alive.
But there was some Roman priest named Valentine,
Right,
Who the royalty there or whatever they had, and I'm going to butcher the fuck out of this. I read it this morning, but you know me,
Yeah.
I don't retain anything except maybe the general conversation. So I will fuck up a story, but you'll get the general gist of it.
Okay.
So the whoever's in charge of the military there back in the day was having a hard time getting young men to sign up. So he assumed it was because they were too attached to their spouses and families. So we will prevent them, outlaw marriage. No marriage ever. So this priest Valentine, who was also a physician, because you had more than one hat back in the day,
right.
probably the librarian too,
Probably
and
give a
chef.
haircut.
A haircut, oil change.
Yeah.
Fit in right here.
Yeah. So, but he was like, no, fuck that guy. People deserve to be married and that.
Sure.
So he would do like frickin' back alley wedding ceremonies and things like that. And when the military guy found out about it, off with the head. And then he became a saint and martyred in that year or whatever. And
Okay.
that's where originally, and apparently Hallmark jumped on it right shortly after.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was it.
Yeah,
So.
you gotta dig it up with papyrus, which is easy.
Yes, they found that in the ancient archives down in the depths of Egypt or wherever they were at, Rome, the Parthenon, maybe.
Maybe the
I don't know where
Vatican.
any of these things are at. I went to school once, and they told me a bunch of big words that I will use, but no idea what they mean or what they reference.
I imagine if we could get into the Vatican, down in the archives,
They'll find out it said celebrate.
it says celebrate.
Yes, those son of a bitches can't spell for shit back then.
That's a Bob.
It's a Bob thing, yeah.
Yeah, oh, and speaking of Bob, he may be showing up today. We understand.
Right now we're still sometimes Bob.
We're still sometimes Bob, but there's a chance that sometimes today might turn into actuality.
Actual Bob.
Actual Bob. So,
That'd be kind of nice.
yeah. So,
All right. So
what else has been going on?
Well, we were talking right before we went on here. Roy had an itch on his face or
no, like deep up inside his cranium.
Yeah.
One of those brain itches.
when you were sleeping.
When
Yeah,
sleeping.
it woke me up about midnight.
Because you got your CPAP thing on, so it's not like bugs can get in there.
Right, no, it's a sealed system.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, sort of.
But obviously you had to stick your finger up.
I did not stick my finger up. I just,
Really? How did you itch?
I didn't.
Outside?
Yeah, I sort of.
He willed it.
You willed it going.
Roy's got that kind of brain power.
I
he
do
he
not.
can will a itch go away.
If I got an itch,
my
I'm going to
brain
scratch
off
it.
is what I did. I mean, it's
It just eventually it let loose and
Well,
flooded the freaking bedroom.
yeah, I just sat up for about an hour, blowing my nose, going, "Oh fuck."
Yeah, I talked to my dad this morning. He had the same thing going on. When I talked to him on the phone.
Roy's your dad?
There's Bob.
Hey, Bob.
Hey.
Bob has
Play some music for Bob.
oh,
No.
should label that shit.
No.
That's
really
bam.
should.
No.
No.
You-
What?
Like bad issues or good issues?
The trucks didn't go home yesterday.
Oh.
It didn't misbehave. There was no, they couldn't do
Oh,
anything,
so it's-
and they can't tell anything,
So it spent the night and
hoping that they would find a problem.
they charged you an overnight rate for it, I'm sure.
Well, yeah, they got to charge storage or pay the maids, change the sheets,
Yeah, something.
things like that.
My granddaughter's coming down for the weekend.
What, to fix your truck?
Yeah, yeah.
Give her a
Wow.
screwdriver.
Well, look at that. Bob brings gifts.
Bob's.
Oh.
The thing is, I needed that when I was young.
Oh, yeah.
And I can't get that to I don't know whether the nipple is wrong.
I hate when that happened.
I hate when your nipple's wrong.
You know,
No,
realistic.
these are the old school metal ones, which are cool.
Yeah,
That they-
I want to.
Oh no, it's busted, Bob.
It's what?
It's just shooting out the sides.
Yeah, it's shooting out the sides.
Oh, well, you get a pair of pliers and crimp it.
Yeah, it's just got to be tightened down.
Yeah. Maybe, or I'm gonna blow up or blow us all up, one or the other.
Aim it towards the flames.
Maybe everybody can hear that.
Yeah, we get the ratcheting effect on the butane.
No, I think
I think it's gone.
that needs to go into the dump store.
That should be the warranty, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I replaced it with something that works. I was just going to, if it does work, I'll leave it here.
Well, thank you for the offer. You can just set it right there next to that coffee cup because we got a lock on the dumpster now.
Oh,
Yeah.
the city council getting in it more and more?
Yeah. The Frank from next door was getting tired of cleaning up all their shit because obviously they're such great people when they do dig through the dumpsters, which is horrible that they're doing that. They're probably looking for a meal or something, but they decide to throw all the shit that's on top of their dinner out on the ground.
Yeah.
And they're not picking it up.
No, they don't. They're
because
not.
obviously that is not in their wheelhouse.
Well, I think it's a union thing. They've got somebody else that's doing that job, and
Yeah, his name's Frank.
yeah, and so Frank's got to have a job. You know,
Yeah.
it's kind of like why on when I did government contracting, I wasn't allowed to change my own light bulbs. I had to call the electrician shop to come change a light bulb.
I get that.
Of course, I did that every time because I wanted to wait 6 weeks to get a light to make my office light.
Yeah. Get candles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So.
well, I'm glad you got your nose
Yeah.
squared away
I
after an
seem to
hour.
be- I took a bunch of whatever I took. And
Yeah,
That's one of those things, though. If that's the worst thing that happens to you all day, it's not going to be a bad day.
yeah.
No,
yeah.
it's okay.
I had a little sneezing fit this morning, but
I did not.
I sneezed and sneezed and sneezed.
Yeah.
and then it was over. Oh wait a minute, I blew my nose. Maybe that was it.
Good for you. We're so happy.
I got one of those Navage machines.
Oh yeah, the one that
frickin' vacuums through your sinuses and pulls.
puts the water through it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's like a save. So So
The
I mean,
Yeti,
not the
Yeti.
Yeti, Neti pot.
Neti pot,
But this
not
is
Yeti.
this is a motorized one with batteries and everything. That you
So Bob, as we figured out,
Oh,
since
yeah.
you haven't been here, you got to get close to the mic, or then we can't hear you, sir.
Hi. I have a deep voice.
yeah.
Well,
Bob,
you do.
Bob does carry all right.
He does
I'll bump
carry.
him up a little bit.
All right.
But
Well,
but
just
yeah.
get comfortable, Bob. I know you've had a
Yeah.
long journey.
A
So-
harrowing experience.
So yes, but this thing you have a reservoir that you fill with the saline solution, right?
Right.
And then you put it to your nostrils and push the button halfway, and it pulls a suction out through one nostril.
Yep.
And then you pull it all the way, and it opens the valve and shuns the fluid through this, goes through your sinuses, back out and thing. And the gunk that you can collect in that bottom reservoir, it'll scare the neighbor kids. It will scare the shit out of the neighbor kids.
It will
Scaring
definitely-
me, and I'm just thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it works so good. And then,
Oh,
but
you
so
gotta
now you've
clog
got
that.
you've got a pool because your sinuses stay basically filled with this saline. And the idea behind it, I guess, according to what the internet sold me on, was that then there's little hair follicles or whatever, or the things inside your sinus.
Okay.
It's called cilia.
Silica.
Cilia.
Not silica. Silica's like a sand, right?
Yeah. Don't put silica up your nose.
No, or do. I don't care. It's your nose. But yeah, and then it's supposed to start working, and then it flushes that water out. Guaranteed, anytime you go to either tie your shoe, bend over to pet the dog, that's when it will decide to release all over your shoes or the dog, and the dog is none too happy. Shoes don't care. The dog
Kind of pissed.
fucking hates. I mean,
what-
my dogs are dumb, so then they're like they're excited. They're like, "Whoop, what was that?"
So what's this silly ass thing called?
It's called Navage, Navage,
I've seen it.
and I think it's got a ka-chunk over the E, so it must be French.
Gotta be.
Yeah,
Yeah, probably.
yeah. So.
Oh.
So, as we know, Bob's back.
Is that supposed to be better than
A neti pot.
neti pot? Because I use a neti pot.
I don't know if it's better or worse. I just think it's cool because it's motorized and it collects it instead of, because I used to have almost like a dental pick machine, water pick.
Yeah.
But it was made for that, and it had like a big thing to put on your nose, and it would just push it through, kind of like the neti pot, and out the other side.
Yeah.
And you have to do one side, and yeah, sometimes I would leave the stopper on the drain closed so I could see what I collected, but this one I just thought it was cool because it is motorized, and I like gadgets.
Yeah, well, just be careful that when it blows you know.
If sometimes the pressure valve
Into your
gets
brain.
tweaked, and I'm shooting 14,000 psi up through my sinuses.
Yeah, it's a hell of a pump.
Yeah, so
10,000 psi gets your injectors running.
yeah, it does. It'll clear the shit out fast though.
It's $100.
Yeah, I think I got mine because actually I think I got it. I was over in Bend for my son's golf tournament, and I had bad sinus issues, and so I just went to the local Walgreens or whatever in the area,
Oh, okay.
and
Yeah.
in Redmond there or something, and picked one up, and I'm like,
Dollar General.
whatever, yeah, well, $1.25 General now or whatever it is.
Well, that's the dollar store.
It's Dollar Tree
Dollar Tree.
because dollars grow on trees.
Well, some think.
Yeah, so
Oh, speaking of that, I saw that California wants to raise the minimum wage.
$50.
$50
I saw
an
that this
hour.
morning.
That's. I'm trying to figure out where their math is.
Well,
Maybe it's a typo.
No,
because they went into
some
depth.
idiot down there wanted it
Because they
$50 an
said
hour.
they figured out that it would cost something like 115 grand for a family of 4 or something like that to live comfortably in California,
Sounds about right.
and which I don't doubt that at all.
Yeah, I don't either.
But
Question about that.
but you don't need, if like I said, if you're
You know what the price of a Big Mac would be if you had to pay some 18.
it'd be free because they would just automate the entire burger chain.
Oh,
There is nothing in a fast food restaurant that cannot be automated.
true.
Time locks on the doors.
They're already doing it. They're already doing it.
Time locks on the doors.
Kiosks.
Yeah.
For ordering. You get the industrial Roombas coming out for sweep and mop.
Yeah. Careful what you ask for because, it'll never happen. It can't. Economically, it cannot as a business owner.
Well, it wouldn't go to $50 right away anyway. It'd work its way up in the next 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
But the fact that it even is thinking that.
Well, I think what it's coming at $50 at 2,000 hours. It's about $100,000 a year.
Yeah.
So they're doing this as
Preemptive.
one income.
Correct.
That's what it's based.
Like back in the 50s when mom would always stay home with the kids. It was never a thing.
But
Right.
when your labor costs are more than your cost of goods, that means your cost of goods have to be
Oh, yeah.
increased to cover your labor cost.
You don't want an $85 Big Mac?
No,
I don't want
no,
a
I don't.
$2 Big Mac. but whatever.
Exactly, I don't want a $2.
That's price has nothing to do with that.
That's the real point.
That's
yeah.
like us selling $100 cigars, everything to $100, because we got to cover labor. Guess how many $100 cigars we're going to sell? Not a one.
Well, but Medford.
Maybe one a week.
That'll cover part of labor.
Yeah,
That'll cover 2 hours.
Yeah, careful what you ask for,
Yeah. No.
politicians. And Bob, I'm convinced it's probably a lobbyist that put that in their mind.
Somebody is going to benefit from that in some way.
Yeah.
Well, they listed. I don't know, where's my phone? They listed when I saw, because I saw it this morning when I was looking through shit. But they listed what state representative or whoever the guy was that put it out there in some press conference.
Bill something.
Yeah, dumbass something. I mean, I'm
think
going to
it's
guess
great.
he's never owned a business a day in his life.
Probably not. Although,
I mean, I'm all about fair wage and everything, but by God, if you're working minimum wage,
I'd like one.
it used to start. Yeah, it used to start out that was a entry level position, and
Yeah.
you worked yourself up. That's what I had to do.
Yep.
That's what you had to do, and you had to do, and you had to do.
So Representative Barbara Lee.
Oh, Oakland.
So
There it
that
is.
explains a lot.
There it is.
She defended her demand for a $50 federal minimum wage, citing the high cost of living for Californians. So we need to make it across the board for the whole country because Oklahoma must be the same cost to live.
Oakland.
Why no? No, but I'm saying that's the same.
in Oklahoma. Yeah.
Yeah.
That to me, I think sounds like a political ad because I think Barbara Lee is running for Congress.
Well, and that's what it is. So she was
Yeah, she wants to vote.
So it's
She
for
wants-
Senate. So she
right.
was, yeah. So what the remarks came during a U.S. Senate debate in which her Democratic challengers called for wages between 20 and 25.
And that's still high
That's still high.
for an entry level position. I mean, Christ's sake, there's professionals not making that much money.
You know, recently, for some reason, some brain cell woke up and reminded me of a day when I was probably 11 or 12. Had to be over 11 because I was here on my way to school, and I think my parents must have had a fight over money or whatever. And I remember vividly, I was next to the mortuary that was across the street from our church, thinking, man, when I grow up, if I can make $10,000 a year,
Oh yeah, no shit.
I am going to, have a great life.
I'm gonna own everything.
Milk was 25 cents a gallon. And I've gone through commodities from that time. And if you multiply it by 10, today, if you make $100,000, it's a decent life. Milk is $2.50.
Right.
So we're kind of living back then, but times 10.
Correct.
And somewhere in between, it didn't make it plus 10. So some guy making 25 bucks an hour is the same as somebody making $2.50. I worked in the factory during my college days it was somewhere around 2. It was like,
I remember working for
$1.75.
$1.65 an hour.
Yeah. So,
That was back.
somebody making 17 bucks or something that's what I made in the factory divided by 10.
Right.
And things cost divided by 10. So remember, the screw has an incline and keeps going up. And the only way to survive is to be on that
Well,
train
I
going
mean-
up that slide.
Yeah, I mean, if you reduce it down to the ridiculous and go, okay, I'm going to pay everybody 25 bucks an hour, I'm going to raise everybody's cost of living. So that's 25 bucks an hour, but now your milk is now $8 a gallon. And you're going, oh, well, I make $25.
Yeah,
an
so
hour.
what really changed?
Yeah, what really changed?
The standard
other
of
than-
life basically
So-
will sort of catch up and be the same thing.
The consumer cost right now is high because everybody agrees, inflationary rate and everything is
Yeah.
it's falling like the feather, as they say, but it's not falling as fast as it rose.
Never does.
It never does.
No, it's funny how it works out that way.
But the cost of goods are still high. The wages are not. They're not surpassing. So I can understand their concept of paying somebody $50 an hour, but you cannot raise what it costs to manufacture something. Yes, you can, because you have to pay that labor to do it. So,
Yeah. Well, and then
you
you've
can pay them $100 an hour, and shit's still going to cost the same.
Yeah, yeah. The value is still going to be the same.
Right.
And that's what Yeah, sure. So they're going to be excited initially, but I would also look at it as, okay, so if I'm like a landlord, if I say like Scott, he's got manages rental properties all over the place, and so now me as a landlord knows that minimum wage, my tenant who's working at McDonald's is now making $50 an hour. What do you think is going to happen? I'm going to
Rent's $5,000
yeah,
now.
because he can afford it.
Yeah.
He can afford it.
And if you have multiple,
Yeah.
if you're depending on one income he has one rental, raising 50 isn't going to help him because the guy's going to go out the door and
Correct,
no one else
correct.
is coming in.
The rest of it-
If you have 25 of these, you can test the market by saying 50. Oh, no one complained.
Yeah.
Okay, 50, 50, 50.
Yeah, exactly.
And with the raising of wages, 25 going from something to 25, what you got to look at is what's the percentage? Okay, forget the number.
The dollar amount means nothing. It's a percentage of what
And money becomes devalued because it means nothing.
And if I have an employee that is an expense, so if my expense for employment goes up 6.97%, I'm going to take my product and raise it 7%.
Yeah.
And no one's going to complain that it went up because this went up, but this side of the equation seems to ratchet always a little higher.
Right.
Well, because
this
it's you look at the couple of factors, is so your cost of labor is going to go up by whatever, say the 6 point whatever, but you think about your goods that you're coming in, your raw materials. Whoever worked at the very first start of that, his wages went up. So now that person had to raise it by 7%.
Right.
And that compounds all the way up to where your product costs went up 12% or 15% on top of what your labor went up.
Right.
Then you've got
Because everybody's got to make their percentage.
yeah, and then everybody's got your cost on top of your just hourly wage. I mean, it goes into your cost of labor, but your workers' comp, all your employer side taxes,
Everything goes up.
because it is a percentage of what you're paying them. And then you look at whatever, government says, we need to pay somebody else to regulate this. So we're going to create another tax to regulate whatever, just because government always gets involved. And I'm more of that libertarian kind of a mindset somewhat, but.
Well, I think that inevitable we're hopefully not going down that screw,
Correct.
so that we're always going up. The difficulty, I don't mind a very minimum incline, very slow, rather than a fucking 45% grade. A 1 or 2% rate is understandable, and it can actually take everyone else along because we're all on the same screw going up, and if this goes up at 2%, the trickling down before it affects somebody is a lot less than somebody saying, well, let's go up at, hey, shit, let's go 10% up. And
Correct. But my thing is too is okay. They keep talking about the minimum wage, and as long as I've been in business at various entities, I have never paid minimum wage. It's always been
I never
above. Because you can't get. I've never been able to find good workers that are willing to work for fucking minimum wage. So I pay them what I feel that they're worth for the job that they're doing.
Which brings me to one of my points is a professional, someone that is invested. Oh, Roy's getting a phone call.
I'm kind of hoping for mine.
I'll be back.
Okay, well, be careful. Good God. Jesus.
Let's go ahead and take the table with you, Roy. It's all good. You should get Oshie in here. This is unsafe.
That might have been his Valentine's date or something.
Oh, mate, he was hot in a hurry. He's got a Four Seasons lunch date. Anyway, so what you were saying?
Oh, God, fuck. The professionals that are out there, yourself, myself, Bob, I never went to, I'm not a college graduate.
Nope.
Military was my college. But I'm going to use my wife for example. Educated, has some form of formal education, does well in what she's doing. You can't take someone with years of experience that makes currently maybe $50 an hour now,
Correct.
and hire 18-year-old Joe Blow out the street to come in and do her job. Absolutely cannot. But that they're going to force it that way, because now you got to hire somebody that is Girl Friday, and I don't know if that's a sexist term from way back when. But
I'm deeply offended.
you should be.
Good.
Because I said it.
No, because I don't like Fridays.
I thought Fridays are great, but
I don't have a job, so it makes I don't even know when Fridays are.
Pay someone a higher wage because
Just 'cause they exist.
Just because they exist and they're poor, and I know I'm going to get some shit from this, but that's what you call socialism. When you make everybody equal, that is a socialistic society. If you pay everybody that doesn't make, you can have a professional making $51. Oh, we're paying you more because you have the skills and the training to do it. But I'm going to take Girl Friday and I'm going to give them $50 an hour. You're making 51. I should feel better about that? No, that makes everybody equal.
The $18 an hour replacement to a $50 is
Ludicrous?
no. What it is you have $50 worth of experience, okay?
Correct.
But what people have found, you're paying a premium, and some of that experience only comes in once or twice a year or whatever is necessary.
It doesn't equate to equal productivity, kind of a thing.
And so I can get somebody with $40 worth of. Big corporations have gone through, oh shit, this guy in tech is making $50 an hour. Well, here's a guy out of college that knows more than this fucker. He's still working on the 1980 code,
Right.
And I need 2024 code, so I can pay him $20 an hour. So a lot of large corporations, has nothing to do with socialism, is like, I used to have a $50 expense. I now have a $40 expense.
Right.
I
Exactly.
can put $10 in my pocket.
And that comes to a whole different scenario, because that is someone that not keeping up. The older, you've seen it in many companies that we've all worked in. The older guys get pushed out because the young kids are coming in and they know more, which is just natural selection.
At less money.
At less
At
money.
less money, absolutely.
Right. But if you take someone that is working age individual, a 50-year-old, that has that $50 an hour experience, and you bring in someone that's just out of school, that has a little bit more knowledge but not as much experience,
And that's the kicker.
That's the whole kicker. So now the $50 an hour employee that's making it right now, they raised up the wage. Now they're going to I want a fucking $100 an hour. And because I've seen it in all my companies that I've ran.
That's a real bad statement to make, because you're going to make $0.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
Yeah.
and exactly what happens. But they feel with years of experience, why am I making the same? And And you can tell all your employees, no, we don't talk about wages and blah, 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 blah.
But they do.
But they
Well,
do.
they do. Yeah, you can. And there's nothing you can do about it.
Then Joe Blow, the experienced guy going, well, shit, I've vested my life into this company. I've learned everything I need to know, and this kid's coming in at my same wage.
That happened with me.
They call that
100
tenure.
years ago, working for Mayflower, I came in at, I don't know, it was 8.
The ship?
Yeah.
Wow, we got some royalty
He
here.
was the head rower.
He was
Well, he's actually a zombie.
zombie, yeah.
That's
Yes,
the
it
hair.
was. Well, we had to pull those ropes to get the sales up. So that was a lot of
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
now they've got some motors. You hit a button.
So on Roy's defense, I'm going to say Mayflower, the trucking company.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Moving company.
Yeah, the moving company.
Because that was the Pilgrims on the Mayflower, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Roy's a pilgrim.
I'm a pilgrim.
You're a pilgrim.
We're all pilgrims. That's John Wayne.
That's right.
Yeah,
Can't.
I was working for Mayflower
There you
Moving and driving trucks, and everybody made the same wage. Mm-hmm. Everybody.
Yeah.
Except the manager who snorted cocaine all day long.
Well, he had some more expenses.
And that's
Yeah, he had
equal,
more expenses.
and I believe that's equal opportunity employment.
Yeah,
And-
but the
and
guy
that-
had been
and-
there for 10 years, still making $8.75. That was my starting wage.
But to me, in those situations, I can see that because basically, if you're driving truck and unloading, offloading, that's not what we would consider a skilled labor or something like that. It's,
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
basically
yeah?
like a where.
Excuse me.
Well,
but
no. I'm not saying.
Have you watched YouTube?
No,
There's a lot of truckers who don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah.
They should not get paid $9
Yeah,
an hour.
but to me that thing is okay. You're all making $9 an hour because that's what that job task pays, and you bust your ass. For one thing, you're going to get the better shifts for one thing, and you're the next in line that I'm looking at for when I need the head frickin' scheduler or route planner or whatever. Their
Seniority comes into that.
comes in that play of corporate knowledge and
So
experience like that.
I almost got to retract what I'm saying, but with experience, seniority definitely plays the game that you might get that better shift, you might get that
Yeah.
better truck, you might
Yeah.
get that extra holiday off.
Well, and that's why
You know.
my mom being a nurse when she was working in the hospital when we had one up north end of town, and that was the thing. The new employee coming in, you got the shifts that nobody else would take. You didn't. It was not like today. We're like, oh, I can only work Mondays from 10 to 2 and Tuesday. It was just this is the shift you work if you want it. If not, go work someplace else. And
Working third shift on Saturday, Sunday, and
Yeah.
Friday,
Yeah.
Monday.
Well,
Yeah.
I worked my way through college in the factory for electromotive, and I loved the night shift because I was going to college during the day. But yeah, most folks did not want to go
Yeah,
to
it's
the
not
night
a-
oh,
shift.
see, I always
It's
like
not
night
the
shift
variable.
because head management was never around because they worked days.
Yeah, you
And-
can fuck off all day.
no, it was just you could do your job without somebody fucking with you.
Yeah.
Or stupid freaking, oh, we got to have a safety drill. No, we don't, because the shit that you guys do in safety drills never has ever happened in the history of life, okay?
Except for that one time.
Except for that, well, yeah, and if it does, let's catch it and put it on YouTube so we can make money.
So yeah, there's a lot of debate that you can have on this, and it's interesting, and there's a lot of school of thought, and it could go, but keep in mind, you raise wages, cost of goods go up,
Yeah.
Well,
and then hopefully that turns.
the human race, all together, 8 billion of us,
Are dumber than shit.
are on this one fucking boat, okay? There is
I'm
no
wrong.
other boat. If everybody goes
Hey,
to the left to
Elon's
see the
getting a new
whales
boat.
go by,
Yeah.
the boat shifts a little too far. Some guys fall off and all that.
You know,
but
we
are
need some people
all-
to fall off. We do. There is too many people.
Oh, I
on
got
this
a
earth.
list. I have got a fucking list.
Yeah.
Hey Bob, we're not on that list, are we?
No,
Okay, thank you.
Not until like way at the bottom. Eventually, yeah.
I ran out of paper.
Yeah, but my thought is we should have just every 10 years, just
Just the purge?
Just a purge.
Well, there's a movie out there.
Yeah, I know. Of just, if you've done too much shit, and it's voted on by your peers, if you've just done too much shit, dumb shit in the last 10 months or 10 years
God.
that doesn't freaking benefit anybody but yourself.
None of us would be here.
Yeah, there's a good chance that
Well, no, because we would
it
form.
would
We
be
would.
like
we would
three
form.
girls and sometimes Mary.
We would. We would form an alliance and vote everybody else off the island.
Yeah, but they're going to vote you off the island.
Right.
No, because we're in a conglomeration here, and there's at least 4 votes against Jack.
You're out, Jack.
Jack's out.
You're one Jack off.
Jack. Jack. Yeah. Don't kill. Don't kill
All
Bob.
right, so enough of that bullshit.
Anyway, so-
Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah, it was
Bob was traveling, so he didn't really get the.
How was traffic around the Bay Area? Oh, they were playing in Vegas, so it was probably fine.
Yeah.
My bad.
No, we
Situation
left
well.
the Bay Area about 10. Traffic, I mean, it was lovely on 5 and all that.
I bet it was probably pretty.
Nobody was moving.
But by the time I got here and got settled and unloaded and all that kind of shit I wanted to do, I turned it on and it was 1919.
Okay, so you caught the.
I caught the
overtime.
last 5 minutes and then.
Then
Right,
overtime.
the most exciting part of the football game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
And,
the whole
unfortunately-
thing was sort of non-exciting. I mean, it was fun.
It was a good game just
My
because it
team
wasn't a
didn't win,
blowout.
but it was
Right,
fun.
right.
Being a 49er fan, I got a question. I mean, there's stuff saying the 49ers were unaware of the Super Bowl overtime rules.
Well, a lot of people.
It just changed a
Yeah,
few years ago.
they just changed that.
Yeah.
That.
So they thought when they did the field goal, they won.
I didn't think that.
I didn't because they talked about it.
They
prior
talked-
to.
Okay. 'Cause
that's what it
So
used to
we-
be.
But
It
the-
used to be first score wins. It
Yeah.
doesn't.
Yeah.
Right,
And that's
right.
why the coin flip is so important. So now it's almost like a college ruling now where you score, but you can't win with a field goal automatically, but you can win with the
No. It's
No,
they,
it's any
both
score.
both teams get
Opportunity
a possession.
yes.
And then if it's still tied, then it goes to a sudden death.
Right. Then it
They
gets-
do another
probably,
coin flip, and then it goes to a sudden
probably
death.
starts at the 40 and
No, I think they do another kickoff, another flowing kip,
Oh.
a flowing kip,
a flowing kip.
a flowing
Yeah,
kip,
if,
and I believe so. I don't know for sure.
And
but
that sounds about
My
right.
understanding is that if after the Niners made the field goal, it was 1960.
1922.
Well,
yeah,
yeah, but after if Seahawks, if the Chiefs had made a field goal, then they would have had another chance.
Right,
Correct.
right. Because they tied the game. They
Yeah,
had to
yeah.
win it outright. That's why the
After the-
touchdown
after the two
was so
field goals,
important at the
yeah.
very end.
Yeah, yeah,
Now,
so-
if they would have went out of downs after the kickoff, Niners 3, kicked the ball off. They started out on their 20 or whatever it was. If they would have went 4 and out, game over.
Game over.
Yeah, no, if
Yeah.
they stopped them,
They stopped
And
them on
what's
the fourth-
kind of interesting, the entire rest of the
like
game
3
was
times.
such a defensive game.
Yeah.
There
And
was no offense until the last couple minutes of regular play and
Yeah.
overtime. That's the
Yeah.
only time the offense showed up on either side.
Yeah.
well, there was, I mean, having only watched the last end of it during the overtime, it was like, I swear to God, I saw the Chiefs saying, they're fucked now,
Yeah.
4 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they just, I thought the best statement I heard is that the 49ers did not lose.
Correct.
Mahomes
Correct.
won.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
Mahomes
no.
won. Yeah,
he
exactly.
showed up at that end of the game, and that's
Yeah.
what he does.
Yeah.
You know how many times he's come back fourth quarter wins from big time, and that's what because
Every playoff game that they were in.
it's
this
kind of
year.
it's kind of like he doesn't do well unless there's a shit ton of pressure on him, and he has no time to think. He
Well,
just acts.
and there was
natural
a,
instinct.
There was a football movie. I don't know if it was Remember the Titans or one of those that the quarterback was having a hard time.
No, that was the one Keanu Reeves, the replacements.
Yeah.
Replacements.
Winners want the ball.
Yeah.
And that's just what it is.
Well, actually, based on
Replacements.
the new
Yeah.
rule, what the Chiefs, had they won the toss, they would have their plan or their instructions were to receive,
Yeah.
because they knew you want to be the second one, so
Right.
you know what you
to do.
need
Yeah.
to win.
Correct.
Smart play.
And I think that's where the Niners made the mistake.
They should have gave the ball away because
But-
you're going to get
but-
a chance. You're going to get to play the ball.
But and that could go with the fact that they didn't know about the new rule change, which I think is that's still on them. But
Yeah, there should be somebody going, "Hey, coach, this is what happens."
What's your
I mean,
thought? Over?
yeah, they got staff.
yeah, they got a bunch of staff.
Yeah,
But what I understand, though, is the real reason is that Taylor Swift had paid off the NFL. Seriously. She paid off the NFL so her hubby's team could get into playoffs, to get into the Super Bowl, and then they changed the rule just for him 2.5 years ago or whatever it was.
I saw
because she paid them off.
I saw that the NFL had gained $33 million just because of Taylor Swift.
Yep. Because she paid them. That's all from her.
By what? By the viewers?
By new fans or the Swifties.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now somebody that's never watched football a day in their life, some 16-year-old girl that absolutely loves Taylor Swift, is now watching the NFL. And now they're going out and buying
Yeah. Frickin' Chiefs jerseys and
yeah, they're buying that. Well, every jersey's got an NFL logo on it.
Yep.
Guess who gets paid? The NFL.
yeah. So my thing is though, okay,
It is
so
raining.
so
Either raining or hailing.
it's something. But once they break up, and then she writes a song about him,
Oh.
and now NFL's going to lose. Now
Yeah,
they've pumped themselves up with budgeting for the Swifties, and
Yeah.
now they're going to be like, fuck the NFL.
So now
She's dating a baseball
that
player
song is-
now.
That song's gonna be called Travesty.
Travesty, yes. Yeah.
But hey, what a great story. Good for them if they're in love. That's all fine. and
No, I think
great.
it's cool. And she was chugging drinks on the
She was
sideline. So
chugging beers.
I give her
Yeah.
mad props for being
with her weird
weird, her
What was
fucking
that?
posse. I don't know.
the
orange Q-tip, the orange Q-tip?
Q-tip,
Orange
girl.
Q-tip.
I'll probably get in trouble for somebody that I've offended by saying something about
Yeah.
someone else. What? Because I got that.
No, apparently that's an artist, a rapper that she collaborates with sometimes.
But she was doing all these weird
oh, I don't know. I
hand
didn't see them.
signs and it
Gangs,
was-
those are gang signs.
Or were those gang signs?
Well, they were playing the Raiders Stadium, so maybe. So
yeah, it was.
probably
They're
true.
saying it was some Wiccan priestess.
yeah,
It was weird.
that's
It was
how they
kinda
won.
weird.
That's how it turned around.
That's when it happened. And when she did it, when Taylor was
Doing
slugging
shots
that
and
beer down.
because that was Mahomes' wife, right? Brittany Holmes with him.
It could have been.
Yeah, I think they were doing drinks together, and
Yeah.
Taylor put it down.
Yeah. Oh yeah. She got a big throat.
Yeah, I've heard. I've heard. So
So Bob, I don't know if we clued you in on the latest data that we've received from podcast. We have listeners in Germany.
for sure.
Donner Wetter, das ist gut.
We were saying that last week.
No, we weren't saying that.
Oh, we weren't saying that.
So, yes, so you got people from the motherland.
Yes,
Or person.
I can talk to him. Ich bin von Berlin.
I think it's really just one person.
Yeah. Well, you can say hello.
Hola.
And Roy was trying to educate me. I said Dankeschön, and he said that was wrong.
Dankeschön.
Dankeschön.
Didn't you listen to the Wayne Newton?
Well, he says Dankeschön, not Dankeschön.
Oh, well, he's not German.
Schön.
It's got an R in it?
No.
No.
It's got an umlaut.
Everything's got an R in it in German.
Yeah,
It sounds like it.
not sauerkraut does. Got several. My bad.
Yeah, it's got like two of them that I know of.
Yeah.
But so congratulations, you weren't even here, and you got German. Now, unless you logged on with a VPN.
Oh,
From
I
Germany.
went all the way to
You're
Germany.
German.
No.
No. You can do it from the comfort of your bed.
Yeah.
God damn, this stuff outside.
Yeah, we got
Yeah,
rain going
we got
on. If you hear
weather.
that background noise.
Yeah, you know what? And I left my coffee in the Jeep, so
Oh.
I was going to go get it at a at a break.
At an
Wang,
intermission.
Wang is here.
Oh no, that's okay. I've had plenty of coffee. I just
It felt weird having it out there. Just,
yeah.
But
In the rain. Having it out there in the rain. Never mind.
so this weekend we're getting ready to do our.
Oh, yeah.
Boy, I got frogs in my throat. Sunday is going to be Three Dog Night down at
Three Dog Night, correct.
down at Steam Distillery. We're putting the band back together. My battleship brother, my shipmate, Jesse Bingaman. He is a retired Senior Chief, United States Navy. And we're going to go cook up some hot dogs, some gourmet custom hot dogs.
Gourmet dogs coming
Looking
at you
forward
right there
to
at
it.
Steam Distillery.
Yeah, describe them because when you told me yesterday,
You
it was
went into a fade of like, oh my God, that's going to be amazing.
yeah, it's not a hand thing. You got to need a crane.
So three dogs, custom dogs. Nathan, which is a fantastic.
Oh yeah,
They're
that's,
called-
Yeah, that's the Nathan dog.
They're calling them sliders according to the box.
Yes, according to the box, they're a slider, but it's a Nathan dog about 4.5 inches or so. About the size of a Robusto to all our cigar listeners.
Yeah, about right. With
First dog is going to be the West Coast Long Beach dog.
a
which
54 ring gauge.
is- It is about that.
Yeah. And a bun to match.
In a bun to match.
Oh, you got to have that. Otherwise, your hands get all dirty.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just weird.
They're going to anyway.
Well, let's
If it's a
hope
good
so.
hot dog that goes down to your elbows. Like a
And
hamburger.
Yeah.
the Long Beach dog will be sour or cream cheese,
Jalapeno.
jalapeno jelly. To those that don't know Spanish, jalapeno.
Yeah, for the white people out there.
Yeah, for the white people, it's jalapeno. hot dog and bacon on one. Then we're going to do a modified coney, which is a chili con carne with a white pepper, a green pepper queso, and grilled onions. And then the third dog will be a pastrami dog, which will have sauerkraut. Pastrami. We'll have pastrami since we named it pastrami dog.
Good. I was hoping
we're not putting
okay.
chicken on it.
You can get turkey pastrami.
You can't get turkey pastrami.
No, you can't.
No, you can't.
No.
No, just don't even go there.
But
No,
it's
like
not.
why?
Yeah, exactly why.
You're going to eat pastrami.
That's kind of like diet soda. Why even bother?
Right.
Because I like the flavor better.
You've got to be kidding me.
No, I do.
You like the flavor of a diet? You like
I like
chemical?
aspartame. Well, the regular soda's too sweet. I don't like sweet things.
Oh, wow.
So the aspartame really suits my palate.
That's your thing, huh?
Yeah, I don't drink much of it, but if I do, like if I'm eating pizza and I don't want to have beer, I can't drink water with a pizza. It's just weird. So I'll do a Diet Pepsi.
No. Yeah, all right.
So yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, I've got the stats for the updated stats for the podcast here.
Okay.
So far in the last 30 days, it's shown up on Spotify homepage, the impressions 501 times.
Wow.
Out of that, we've had 63 plays. We've got 12 followers, an average of 12 plays per episode.
Okay.
And that's just the first 3 episodes because I just put the last 2 up today.
Right.
So episode 1's got 28 listens. Episode 2 is 15. Episode 3 is 20. The audience, 95% of our audience is in the United States. 5% is in Germany.
There it is.
And the platform, this is the cool part though, because nothing has been advertised or anything. 75% or 70% of the listeners are listening on Spotify. 13% on Amazon Music.
Wow.
8% just through a web browser, which I don't even know how they're doing that. 5% is Apple Podcasts, and 5% through an Amazon Alexa. And the age groups, 7% is 28 to 34-year-olds, 2% 35 to 44, 77% 45 to 59, and 14% 60 over. Yeah.
Those are people.
43% is female, 41 male, 16 non-specified, but we have 0 non-binaries.
Okay.
So yeah, so that's it.
That's pretty. I don't know other people's stats, but I thought that's pretty good.
We're catching up to Joe Rogan.
Watch out, Joe.
Look out. Here we go.
We are
Catching
coming
up to
for
Joe.
you. So, but thank you for Germany.
Yes.
Ja, wir machen alles.
Okay. And
Yeah.
that means
We're making it all.
Yeah.
we're what?
We making it all.
Oh, we making. I thought you said we're making love.
Wir machen,
It's February 14th, so
And like, okay, Bob. All right.
wir machen is we make.
correct.
Wir, we machen, make. Alles is all.
Okay. Well, thank you
Or everything.
For everything. Yeah.
for everything.
Yeah.
Well, that's super fantastic. All right. Anything exciting other than Three Dog Night going on?
Three
down
Dog
at-
Night?
down
No,
at
we're just
Steam?
doing regular stuff. I just
Oh,
put a new batch of
also-
bourbon in the fermenter.
Oh,
With the Three Dog Night, we're also getting Andrea's
yes.
little tasty tidbit.
Oh, tidbits of stuff.
That comes with
Cream cheese.
cream
No,
and
cheesecake.
cheesecake
it.
cupcake bites. Cupcakes. Yeah, they're
Cheesecake
like,
bites. Cheesecake
they're
cupcakes.
bigger than the bites, so they're a cupcake.
Oh, okay.
So you're gonna get 3 of those, bad, all for $20.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah. It's a good.
I thought that was a great price.
That's a great price.
I mean, we're not gonna make any money. We're gonna make up a volume.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, Bob's School of Financials.
Have you typed up and given Terry the actual lay
Yeah.
down on the menu so he can put it on Facebook?
Yep. It should be anytime.
You would think it would be right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because seeing how today's Wednesday. I thought it was Thursday. My bad.
Today's Wednesday.
I'm not good with calendars.
Well,
That's okay.
it just seems like this week is dragging on and on because I'm waiting for Friday.
What happens Friday?
I finally get my MRI,
Oh, that's right.
and yeah, I'm over it. I am totally over it.
You don't even have your gizmo on today.
No, and I forgot it. I got busy walking out the door, texting and looking and shit, and I just, out the door I went.
So what you need is you don't have enough pain. Because
Well,
if you have a
it
lot
will
of
remind
pain,
you every minute.
Well,
you
I do-
remember real quick.
I do have enough pain.
He pains us.
I have
Because I got the same amount of pain that I have with the brace on than I do off.
Well, it needs to be more, so you would have remembered
Yeah.
to take the brace.
That would have been proper.
I am a recent expert on pain.
Yes, you are.
Yes.
So, Exciting news down here at Cigar Cave.
What's that?
I ordered the chairs. We're getting new furniture.
Oh, that's right. I remember you talking about that.
Yeah. So they'll be here next Wednesday.
Something like that. Yeah.
So between now and next Wednesday, we got to modify our table, which we got to cut the barrel and we got to fit that.
Make it
table on
more,
top of
make it more cigar cavey
Yeah, more cigar cavey and more classier.
Yeah.
instead of like frickin' cafe, outdoor cafe hand-me-downs.
Yes. So we're gonna.
Yeah, we don't want them, but they work well.
Yeah, it'll be.
And they're going to be delivered most likely by a truck driver who knows how to back
I don't know.
into the.
Let's hope so.
It damn near cost. Freight was damn near more than the.
Oh, yeah.
Than the chairs were.
Yeah.
So
Because the chairs were made in China. Labor's cheap as fuck over there.
that's true. I bet they're not paying their people $50 an hour.
No, not even 50 cents a day.
Yeah.
But
Hey,
yeah,
but there's some 4-year-olds getting some full-time hours, though.
They are. They're
You know?
getting some full time. They got benefits.
They got benefits.
So yeah,
Yeah, they
there's,
got a meal.
there's going to be 20 boxes. I can't imagine a UPS delivering 20 boxes.
They get paid to it.
That they
That's
could.
probably the only route that guy's doing that day.
That very well could.
Well,
Be.
that's his only load for the first
Yeah,
round.
yeah, for yeah.
No, he's not going to get 20 into one of the UPS, but he's going to have to come back 3 times.
Yeah.
So they'll probably put it on LTL and then
Yeah.
what they say
I'm
they
sure.
deliver Wednesday was going to be 3 weeks from this Wednesday.
Well, but if it's coming LTL, he'll just forklift it into the or pallet jacket into the
Yeah. Let's go.
into the thing.
Make sure it ain't raining.
Get a pallet through there.
Yeah, let's hope. Well, they'll be in cardboard. And they are pleather.
Oh yeah, that's
Pleather.
Yeah. They
like
can-
like water off a duck's ass there, just like that
exactly.
feather.
Exactly. So we're going to start doing the remodel in here. I'd like to do the floors before that all happens, but I don't. It's not going to be warm enough to do the floors.
No.
It's going to be even if I added all the heaters,
Well, and you can't because then the heaters would be on the floor.
they'll be on the floor. So
You need to
we might
get
have to wait for summertime.
you need to get your landlord to pipe in some natural gas heaters.
You betcha.
Hang them down from the you know the
That was a discussion 2, 3, 4 years ago.
Oh,
yeah.
we have it about every 3
And
weeks.
it went away.
Every winter, basically. when you're got Rodney lugging propane tanks in here and out. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have a 40% chance it will rain next Wednesday, according to my
Oh, okay.
lying little weather thing.
Yeah.
How's that heater working over there? Can you feel it?
I can feel some of it. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't get much.
Yeah, we're just kind of heating the air up.
you know, have you thought about putting them outside overnight?
What is punishment?
No.
Oh, to get rid of them?
They disappear.
Get rid of them?
I bet we could take the broken ones and put them outside, and I bet they'd stay.
No,
Well,
they would just strip parts off
They
of
won't
them.
take them because there's no tank in them.
Well, hang on. If that really is going to go away, I
You
got
need
dibs on,
parts.
on some of the parts.
Yeah.
No, I want.
Well, can
those
we get the
things.
parts back that we gave you from the last one?
I have not had a chance to try it, whether or not, because I think they were slightly different, larger. This
Yeah.
is more the style that I have.
Yeah.
What I wanna do is I
Dan
wanna
had it
re-
working for. I mean, it worked for like a day.
Yeah, and did you try it again this morning?
Oh yeah.
You got to stand there for 20 minutes to
Just
get it
buck
warm up,
you.
and then you let go of the button and go.
Yeah.
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 Isn't that just an interlock, though? Like the
We
thermal
we,
interlock?
we bypassed the.
Oh, it should go fucking balls out.
You would think, but it didn't. So
Maybe that's why it's not doing it. It's saying, "Oh, hey, I'm missing a part. I'm
Yeah.
not doing
yeah,
work."
Yeah, bypassed the safety valve on it. It's does not get any fuel up to it. So.
Oh.
Well, what do you expect for $100? You know.
Well, at least some heat.
Yeah. Well, that's.
I mean, that's what
what
I'd
we-
expect
that's what we
because
did
it's a
expect.
heater.
Well, how old is it? How many years?
That's only like 2 years old.
Yeah.
That's a bad.
But we run them pretty hard for.
Where'd
4
you get them
months.
from?
These are Home Depot.
Can you get? Do they have more just like them, and you can just put these ones in the box and return them and
Well,
get the?
you know that's a thought. So,
Now that we vocalized it.
but you got to tear them apart, and they're a bitch to put together.
I wouldn't. I would just drag it in there with the receipt. Say, I put this fucker together, and it's not where it worked for a few days. It's not working for shit. You deal with it because they're gonna.
Minus, they're going to look at the ring around the top, going, "Huh, that's
It worked real hard
Okay.
for an hour.
Yeah,
But you think that guy making minimum wage is going to give a fuck about
No, probably
about
not.
what he's gonna sign it off and go, okay, go
Yeah,
get you a
because
new one.
Then they're going to grab those, throw them in the dumpster
Yeah.
because that's what they do with it.
Yeah.
My father-in-law did that for a while. Well, dumpster diving and worked. He was a product placement, a merchandiser, I guess.
For Home Depot?
No, for
Costco?
Staples.
Oh, Staples.
So he would go in there and put furniture together, and they would send him to set up displays of. Oh God, there for a while we were getting like GPS models and all this stuff. It's like, oh, well, that was a display, and we're discontinued that model, so you need to destroy this model. And he's like, okay, I'll destroy it. They go,
Yeah.
you need to take it out to the dumpster and throw it in the dumpster. That's destroying. He goes, I'm on it. And shit,
Go
we
about
had-
put it in his truck and
pretty much, yeah.
His truck was parked real near the dumpster.
Absolutely.
I don't know how it got into the car.
Yeah.
Well, they shouldn't throw electronics into a dumpster in the first place.
Well, they do.
That's stupid.
yeah.
Well, they separate it.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. Underneath the paper and the cardboard.
Yeah, yeah.
That shouldn't be in there either.
well, it used to be where overseas, I mean, you dump all that shit,
In the bay.
They still do.
They still do, yeah.
but they would take them apart and get the metals out of
Yeah,
it.
yeah. There's a lot of gold inside of things.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not so much anymore.
No? It kind of slowed down.
It's too expensive.
Palladium,
Yeah, well, palladium is expensive.
Yeah.
titanium.
But yeah, I'm sure they found some other
Well,
silver. They're probably using silver. You can conduct a lot of shit with silver.
Yeah. Any of the precious metals work good.
Yeah.
But yeah, they used to have a lot of stuff that was gold filled, or the soldered
And
traces. And
that's what they
they'd
aim
scrap
for.
'em.
Yeah.
because those freaking glass components will just float to the top.
Right.
You have to heat it up and scrape it off and call it good.
Yeah, I watched some videos of that.
Throw it in there with grandma's old teeth.
Yeah.
If they had gold in it.
Well, that's what they used for fillings back in the day.
Back in the day, my mom had gold teeth.
Now they do lead. Because it tastes so good with your orange juice in the mornings.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wrong in too many ways.
So, Roy, you said today is National Ferris Wheel Day?
It's what I was told. yeah.
Really?
Ferris wheel, wow.
When was the first Ferris wheel? What World's Fair? What year? 1910 or something, probably?
Oh, it had
Oh,
1800s.
It'd be-
I bet you that was the very first big monster ride
Oh, yeah,
that,
I'm sure.
that man
Yeah, it was probably in
invented.
France or something.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I mean, they said, let's put this big round thing and strap people's ass to it and make it go around and around.
At the snail's pace.
Right, with a cog and a wheel.
What
And
was
a,
the-
and a
I-
horse that goes in
And a
circles.
horse.
Yeah.
I think it was the movie 1945. There was a movie a long time ago where the big ass Ferris wheel on a beach, like, amusement park, broke off or whatever and rolled into the sea. Just remember that scene.
Was that the movie 1945 with Jim
Belushi?
Yeah.
John Belushi, yeah.
John
Yeah.
Belushi, which Jim does live here locally.
He does. He floats
lives
in.
in-
I've seen him in the airport quite a few times.
Yeah, well, he's over there in Jackson County, outside of.
He's got some weed farms.
He's got a huge weed farm over there. Belushi's Blend does well with it. A lot of famous people come in and see him, and there's
You should invite him down for the podcast.
well, we should.
Well,
Hey,
remember,
hey,
he-
Jim, if you're listening, we want you in. Come on,
Yeah.
we're down here at Cigar Cave. What's the address here on H Street here?
235 Southeast H or 7th.
Corner of
But-
7th and H, right by Safeway.
Remember, he did come to the Friday smoke in Medford once.
Yep.
Oh, did he really?
He showed up one time when Steve Saka
Yeah.
was there from Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust. Yeah, he hung out with Steve.
Gotcha.
Yeah. They were,
So what you do
Roy
is
was,
get-
Roy was there.
I was
Roy had conversations with him.
I did.
I was not. I was at the Josephine County Fair
Oh,
with the puller truck, which we're not talking about how far I went, but we look good,
That's
by
not
God.
the point.
That's not the point.
About 3 feet.
you know, it's
Yeah,
you just enough to take the slack off.
yeah. We had mechanical issues, but by God, we looked good, and I had a fan base like you wouldn't
Oh, I
believe.
bet. Yeah.
Best looking truck out there.
Absolutely.
Well, it's a Bronco. I still have the Bronco.
Hell of a paint job.
What year was it?
It's an 80, like an 86.
Okay.
I dig it. I want to rebuild it one day.
I had an 88 or 89 Eddie Bauer.
I had an 88, 89. I had an 88 Eddie Bauer.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine was blue and tan.
Mine was green and tan.
Yep, mine was the blue, and it had all the bells and whistles.
I had that in Hawaii.
I had it here for years. I think I had it until Joshua was about 17 when he blew the motor up in it.
They had the 351.
302.
No, mine was a 351.
Yeah.
1893 is the first Ferris wheel in Chicago.
Chicago.
Oh, not
Was it the Chicago World's Fair though, or just hanging out there downtown by the Sears Tower,
Oh, yeah.
which didn't exist
before,
then? Probably.
before the Sears Tower. Well, Bob Hale's from Chicago.
I thought he was from Germany.
Well, when he
That's,
left Germany.
I got off the boat in New York, and then we took a train
So-
to Chicago.
So here we go with a little
You know,
cup
it's
of
not-
hot chocolate. You actually came to America as an immigrant on a boat and showed up, invited,
well,
and you became a
citizen.
United States citizen.
Yes. Well, let me tell you that I had no desire to leave because I was 11.
Right.
I had to go. I had a girlfriend, and I was against the fucking travel.
At 11 years old. Well, Bob, you've been a player, so I get it. But yes, Bob was on the boat, landed in the island in New York,
The USS Langford,
the Langford. That's what you were on.
a troop transport
Troop transport boat that you
from the
made
set WW2.
Yes. Well, this was in 1956.
56.
Okay. But as Bob has told stories to us, during World War II, there was a bomb that dropped on his family's tobacco shop that did not blow up, or Bob would not be here.
No, what the air raids, you go into the basement of large buildings, and when the clear sign came out, my mother came out of the basement, and there on the sidewalk was an unexploded bomb. It would have brought the building down on him. So I feel like I have a need to do something. And, I've had episodes in my life where I've said, okay, what is it that I'm supposed to do?
Well, it sounds to me, Bob, there's a market for better fucking bombs. That's your calling. You witnessed the malfunctioning explosive device that its whole job is to blow shit up, and it didn't do it. So that was your calling.
That's what I said. I've always said is poor American manufacturing saved my life.
Well, we continue that tradition.
Correct.
But, Bob, your calling, I'm telling you, it's late in life calling for you, but it's going to be Goat Mountain.
Yep.
Well, this was another thing.
That's
where
a freebie. You had a freebie.
This is not the first freebie I've had. I have had episodes where I should have died, and with like a second a different way, or some event, it's like, okay, I have to have a purpose. I'm still looking. What is it that I'm going to do to help society?
Granting opportunity
and purpose.
Yeah.
Goat Mountain.
So do you know the Sears Tower is not the Sears Tower anymore?
What was it? The
Willis.
The Willis Tower.
The Willis?
Yeah.
Who is Willis?
Arnold's brother.
Arnold, yeah.
No,
What you talking about?
Willis,
Hey, the
Willis
train
is a
here-
big corporation in Chicago. I don't like them.
Okay, but they've taken over that.
Yeah.
I'm
That's been
surprised
years.
not
That's got to be like 10, 20 years ago.
Really? But they always call it the Sears Tower.
Yeah, it was
Right.
09.
Which pissed
09.
off Willis, and I was very happy.
So Wilson's an asshole.
The fact that he's taken over a building, it's on 233 South Wacker Drive.
Yes.
Well, Wilson's whackering.
Just Wacker. So yeah, the current tenants are United Airlines, Willis Towers Watson, Schiff Hardin, Safeworth Shaw, and Morgan Stanley.
You know what would be great? If Trump was in there. That would be fantastic.
Well, then the fucking he has a fucking building
He's got a
down
building
the
down the
river.
street, yeah.
Hot chocolate. He's got a building there?
Yeah.
Trump Tower? Does he got
Trump
a
Tower is on the river. It was built where the Sun Times printing paper was. They tore it down, and he built the tower. It was part of when he was doing the stupid apprentice shit.
Oh.
Yeah.
And some guy would, it was the manager of that product. Whoever won that was the one in charge of
Trump Tower.
having Trump Tower building.
The building of it.
The building.
Yeah, that was the first
Is it a
season. I remember that.
beautiful building?
What?
Is it a beautiful building?
It's a fucking stupid building.
Gold toilets and everything.
Just like the owner.
Yeah, I mean it's
Does he still own it though, or is it just his name on it?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
yeah. I don't. Well, it's probably like Trump Tower, and well, he probably owns the whole fucking thing there. But I thought you
think
could buy condos in his stupid
I think
building.
I think the Trump organization probably has their vested interest in all buildings with his name on it. He's not giving that away.
I've been trying to figure out how to get to the top of the Trump Tower building and blow the T off. So it
It'd just
falls
be
down.
Rump. It would just
Rump.
be Rump.
Yeah.
The Rump Towers. That's in Vegas. That's the Rump Tower.
I got a picture of us in front of that.
Yes, you do. With Mr. Donald Trump driving by.
Yeah, I'm holding a cigar up, similar if not matching to this.
Yep, we were there when he flew into Las Vegas. And my sister-in-law, who is a certain individual with inside the certain part of the government that was there on detail, let us know where the best spot to stand was.
So we did.
As far as being a citizen of, so we stood on Las Vegas Boulevard and watched them drive by and wave.
We're not sure which. Well,
We kind of figured it out.
I've got a video of it somewhere in my phone.
Somewhere in your phone. But
In the deep, dark depths of
could
technology?
show it, but our listeners are not going to be able to see it.
No.
That's phase 2 of.
Oh, it's going to be videoed?
Well, yeah, we're going to try to figure that out one day, and then we're going to actually move our sitting area right over there.
Over
in
the corner, yeah.
Yeah. So
Yep.
It's going to be wonderful down here at the Cigar Cave Tobacco Alley Lounge at
And
35 Southeast 8th,
correct.
7th.
Come on down and have a cigar. And you can watch the show.
You could watch the show. You could participate in the show.
Yeah, then we could even do live streams.
Yeah, we could do live streams. We got all kinds of endless opportunities. So, Bob, your purpose in life now is to be here with us. Because
For every time you have one, I'm in town, I'll be here.
Yeah.
sometimes Bob.
Yeah.
But, if you're anything like a cat, I don't know what number you're on, but
At least 12.
at least,
Yeah.
At least 12.
and you're
That's-
doing well.
Yeah. I have absolutely no reason to complain since I would have possibly, you would have heard from Gail. Sorry, Bob can't come anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we hot chocolate in this already?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. No, I'm just saying because he was going deep into the whole Bob died down the stairs. It's going to talk. So.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, Bob didn't die, and we're happy Bob didn't die.
Yeah. This is the first episode with Bob's back
Yeah. From 2022.
from 2022-ish.
So, but no, it's raining like a son of a bitch here in Southern Oregon. Snowing up in the mountains,
And it's February 14th.
February 14th.
According to AccuWeather, somewhere around 1 o'clock, the green went past us.
Oh, okay. So we're gonna get better.
Yeah.
Well, since your
considering
definition of better.
Yeah, not raining as much.
Less wet.
Yeah, that's wet.
I'm still waiting to hear from Ro how my baby's doing, so.
I bet if you go over and visit Hector, he will show you a brand new baby.
Yeah, he'll talk you into something.
Yeah. Maybe if you just get a Ford this time, everything will work better.
Actually, I have gone through all the manufacturers. I had a Ford when they first came out with extended cabs.
Yeah.
That you had a little seat for like a 4-year-old back there.
Yep.
Once I got rid of that, and then I had a Dodge for many years, and I actually was looking for to buy a Dodge when an upgrade, and I couldn't get one with the diesel. They were already doing the DEF,
Right.
and Dodge was behind the curve on getting DEF into their system. And I remember going to a dealer and looking at a truck and all that, and he said, "They don't want to buy anything else because those things, if they don't have that stupid liquid, they're going to die."
Yeah, they will.
Which is correct. But the reason that the Dodge didn't do that is because the Dodge was 2 or 3 years development behind. So I bought the GMC.
Well, I think that DEF is a bunch of bullshit anyway. So.
Yeah. Just a way to sell urine.
Yep.
That's all it is.
Well, that's the thing.
Yes.
That's a question I have is, if it's basically urine, why can't I piss into my tank?
Exactly.
Because it's basically urine.
Yeah. It's urine-ish.
They take the chunks out.
It's all the solids. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. You can't shit in your tank, Bob.
You don't know that.
Well, GMC or a Chevy.
Challenge accepted. Yeah. Bet you I can. Give it a shot.
Gotta squat over that.
Oh, let's see. The wife's still up in Vancouver, or I don't know, where the hell is she?
Oliwa.
Oliwa, Washington. Olympia.
Oh, I'm thinking, what the fuck is that?
Where's Oliwa?
What Indian tribe is that?
That
Oliwa. Olympia, Washington.
So she's
Got it.
up there till Friday and gonna drive home Friday, and
Oh, she drove up.
yeah, she drove up this time. Well, she had to stop at the corporate headquarters, or the headquarters, not corporate headquarters, but
The regional.
the regional
office.
office there in Vancouver, and then 4 hours there, and then another 4 hours to go. So
yeah, there's a big reservation around, I think it's Olympia, or within the vicinity there. we've stopped over there to get gas and stuff, and I forget. I want to say the tribe starts with U, but I don't.
There's a lot of Indian tribes up there.
Yeah.
They all have casinos,
And fireworks stands.
fireworks stands.
Yeah, but
And-
fireworks stands, like when you get onto
They're like the Costco of
the
fireworks.
peninsula, holy crap, there's these trailers. I go by them, and I've never seen one open.
Oh, really?
On 101.
Well, you got to know the secret handshake. Or smoke signals,
There
whatever.
there ain't nobody
It's
there.
probably
Wow.
smoking.
Secret
well,
smoke
maybe
sig-
they're hiding, waiting. They're going to sneak up on you.
Yeah.
That's why I drive by at 55, I guess.
Okay. Well, it's not like you're in the market for fireworks, anyways. So.
Well, if it was open, I would have stopped.
Really?
Sure.
Buy a sparkler or a zippity doo or
no.
a whiskey,
One
a
of snakes.
whisker,
Yeah, whiskey do, whiskey don't.
yeah.
Yeah, all the
whiskered
Joe
tickler.
Dirt stuff.
Yeah.
You end up with a mortar, like a 3-inch mortar.
Oh yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Well, and you can load your truck up and come back and sell them for twice.
Not saying that I don't know anybody has done that, but there's good money in that.
Yeah, there is. And it's not that hard to do.
It is not
You
hard
get
to
you a
do.
U-Haul?
I don't know if I would be traveling in U-Haul for
don't think-
anything.
Well, that's
because
true nowadays, yeah.
Considering they just found how many gallons of liquid heroin.
Really?
Yeah,
And
it was-
I missed this one.
Up in Washington.
I remember going down. We're going back home down at 5, and in the middle of California, they had this U-Haul on the grass in the medium, and shit all out the back, stuff, bags, but they had caught somebody with a little bit of things he shouldn't have.
Marijuana. Yeah, but they caught, it was, how many, eight 55-gallon drums
thought
or
it
something like that?
6 or 8.
Yeah, 6 or
But
8.
they
55-gallon
That's a lot of H.
There was, I forget how many was a shitload though.
Oh, it was
267 gallons. Or
yeah,
something.
something crazy like that of liquid heroin. And it was just 3 Hispanics, and they're like, well,
We don't speak English.
no.
Some guy just told us drive
Hey,
the truck.
Yeah, drive the truck.
It works great in my pickup. Burning heroin. Smells funny going down the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It smells like French fries.
So what do they do?
Whacked
Do they
out.
take the liquid and then boil it to get it to solids?
I am not a chemist, Bob, so I have no idea how they get it to where.
Or maybe they can use it in liquid form, and they're shooting it up, right? Can't they just?
I
I'm not-
I don't know. I'm not a druggie, so I don't know how that all. But I imagine that's a good way to transport it. If you just got, I mean, hell, I would have bought a bottling factory and put it in
Molasses jars.
like water bottles.
Oh.
That you would buy, a case of water bottles. Yeah. Well, shit.
Well, maybe they were taking the bulk to a place like that.
Maybe
That could be,
because
yeah,
you
yeah.
could buy a 16-ounce bottle of water, and it happens to be
I think it was.
all.
I think it was heading to Montana, to the drug factories in Montana.
It very well could. It's probably a government thing anyway. Somewhere.
Yeah.
Both.
Go over to Pfizer.
Yeah, going to Pfizer.
Going to Pfizer.
Well, there's some big outfit in Bozeman that probably does that sort of thing.
Very well could be.
Or Helena, I don't know.
One of
But,
them.
yeah,
Lots of
big-
open land. No
Big-
neighbors.
Big red flag when you're driving a U-Haul and you're Hispanic. Usually that's a telltale sign that you're.
Transport.
I'm not saying 100%. I mean, there's obviously
Trust profile.
Hispanic folks that do travel and they do have to move from city to city and they will rent a U-Haul. So I'm not.
They got all the
buying
cousins with
of them.
pickup trucks. I've seen it.
Yeah, they do have a bunch
Overflowing with shit that's not even strapped down,
Yep.
but it never falls out because they're the best Tetris players ever.
They are. You used to be able to see on
Beverly
I-5
Hillbillies.
when I travel down to go down to Shasta to go to the lake or whatever. Always a Ford Excursion or a Ford Ford SUV with a trailer with a Toyota on the back
Yep.
of it. And guess where that Toyota come from? The street that they just stole it from, and they were taking them down south. They would run these Toyotas up and down I-5.
I'd see you still see them.
Yeah.
And now every time I go to Portland, usually on the way home, somewhere along the line, I'll see like three or four Toyotas pulling another Toyota. And it's like I'm like, what the fuck is with all the? I mean, I know
They're all stolen.
like that. That's so weird.
I don't know if they're all stolen or it's gone to an auction or something. I doubt they're all stolen.
I went all is a strong word. I
Yeah,
apologize
because
for saying all.
I'm pretty
most
sure that
of them.
I'm pretty sure that
most cops would know that.
but most of them too is probably were stolen, and then that's how they ended up at the auction.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Theft recovery stuff.
Oh, Bob's raising his hand.
All right. When liquid heroin is ingested, it is metabolized into morphine in the body. Morphine then binds to opioid receptors in the brain, spinal cord, and other organs, resulting in a powerful analgesic and euphoric effect. So
So
apparently you
basically
drink the
morphine.
shit.
Cough syrup.
So
Basically what it
it's
is.
morphine.
It's liquid morphine.
Liquid morphine is heroin. Okay, that makes sense. I
But you ingest it, so
I've only had morphine like,
I've never had it.
I think
oh God.
they take it to the hospice.
Yeah. Morphine is one of those. I think I've had it once, maybe twice. I had a migraine headache that absolutely started at 8 o'clock in the morning, and went home from when I worked at Duralast. I was like, I got to go home. I can't. I mean, your eyes hurt, your head hurts. It felt like my head was in a vice. It was just cranked on it. It was so much pressure. So it was probably the most intense. I mean, I've broken bones and shit, and more intense pain than anything. I finally, this back when the kids' mother and I were married, and I looked at her and said, you need to take me to the fucking hospital. I said, I can't deal with this shit no more. And I went in there. I said, I got this migraine headache. They go, we're going to fix you up. Laid down. They check your eyes, make sure that you're not having a stroke or something.
Yeah.
And they go, okay, hang on. They gave me a glob of morphine in my ass, and I went, fuck.
And just for those listeners that don't know, glob is an actual medical term.
Yes.
We're going to shoot a glob of something in your ass. And
shoot a glob of something in your
remember when you were in the Navy and they gave you that weird potat that was like peanut butter that went in your ass and you had to sit and roll around on it?
Yeah, that was what's that?
Penicillin.
Thank you.
No, it was not penicillin. It was part
some
of
other.
It was
some
one of our whole that fucking third week of inoculation
Yes.
day or whatever. You get 1,000 shots.
It was a glob of shit.
It was like peanut butter consistency, and they would tell you the rest of the day, sit on that cheek and just sort of roll around like.
Yeah. Or if you're
No.
lucky enough to be like the third company in line, and they give it to you early, and then you put it underneath your armpit.
Oh
and,
yeah.
And you warm it up, roll it, and you try to get as much as a liquid as possible. It never worked.
No.
But you would get that glob of shit in your ass. But anyways, the morphine right in your ass. Oh God.
That's the best way to take it, apparently.
Oh, I mean, you just go from I want to like jump off a building to, fuck, I am the building. And she drove me home, and I went to bed, and I woke up in the morning. It's like, oh, that was the best thing ever, because it took the headache away. Wow. It was.
So the headache never came back?
Never came back. I don't know what it was.
scared the shit out of the headache.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you did. It's like, fuck you.
Well, when my brother was in hospice, whatever. I mean, as much morphine that you're in hospice.
Yeah.
We're going to make it as comfortable so you
Right.
have no pain, and they'll just give you all you want.
Yeah, that's my mother. Then when she passed away, it was morphine and lorazepam combo. That was the cocktail. And in our adult foster home, we have hospice patients, and it's lorazepam and morphine, and it's
That's it.
obviously-
The razepam. Those little cookies.
Yeah.
Tastes like almond. Almond. You know how you get an almond.
Almond.
Almond?
Almond versus an almond.
Yeah. So no.
An almond is still in the tree. In order
Certain
to get
drugs
the-
are a wonderful drug, but I
make
did
an
not know
almond.
that liquid heroin
Did not know that.
was
Shake the
morphine.
hell out of it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, no, it metabolizes.
Metabolizes into morphine. Well, so basically, I think morphine is a synthetic. No. That's what's that?
Derivative.
What's the synthetic morphine? They have clinics.
Oh, yeah. The one that gets you off heroin. It's supposed to be
yeah, that's worse than
methadone.
Methadone. Yeah, methadone's just as bad as heroin, or morphine, or whatever you want to call it.
So, but yeah, my thing is, from what I understand, like I said, I've never done it, nor have I ever known anybody to been a heroin addict.
Oh, I have.
The getting off of it is basically like you've got a week-long shittiest flu you've ever had.
Yes. DTs.
Yeah, nobody just wants to go through that.
Yeah.
Dun dun dun.
There he is.
But getting off of morphine is easier.
Grab a headset and microphone out the box.
I don't think we have any more.
No, we should have.
I think
we got
4.
6. There were only 4.
I don't know. Andy must have smelled us out that we were doing.
I don't know.
Well, Andy's loud enough. He can.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can just talk loud. Yeah, I thought it came with 6.
I don't recall. We've only used 4, so there
And
might be something.
This is
there.
Bob.
Bob. This is sometimes Bob.
Sometimes Bob.
Bob's here. Bob is healed.
Bob is sometimes Bob.
This is the sometime.
Yep. Exactly.
But
Being able to make it back.
wow, we're
Yes.
$1.20 into this already. That first hour went by fast.
Yeah.
Because we weren't yelling at each other.
No.
Yes,
No.
we weren't.
I know. I said yes, we weren't.
No, you said no.
Well, good. Start the argument now.
I said no.
I heard
no,
you.
we weren't yelling at each other.
Yes, we weren't yelling at each other.
Absolutely. I agree.
There's the reasoning of a Democrat.
I don't know where that came from, but
Out his ass, like he usually
well, with the
There we
morphine.
go.
With the
I'm
morphine.
just getting
Yeah.
that big stick out in that pot.
Yeah, stirring it all the way to the bottom.
Turn all the way to the bottom. Andy, how the hell are you today?
Doing well. Thanks for asking.
Okay, good. All right, that's about it from Andy. So,
Yeah.
I had a Zoom meeting, so I was unable to be here earlier.
you were zooming.
I was Zooming.
All right. Well,
Is it like being on morphine?
just like it.
Okay.
No, that's meth.
Just like it.
Yeah, we could see that right. Well, the thing I did not see any when I pulled in. I didn't see any of the city council.
No, it's
out in the
raining.
alley.
It's raining.
Wet.
But they got to be somewhere.
Yeah, they're hiding under.
Where do you go? Where do you go if you're out on the street?
You would go to Riverside Park under the pavilions over there.
True.
Because I mean, you can't put a tent up, but you can hang out on the picnic tables.
Or Ogle Park, or
Yeah, any of those.
I noticed down there at Steam when I pulled in the last 2 times that I've been down there this last week, nobody was in the park.
No, because they're not allowed to put tents up.
Oh, how did they?
Because the new rule, you know, when after Boatnick, when they shut down Riverside Park for 30 days, and
Right.
they came, the city council, the actual city council,
Yeah.
came up with the new ordinance that had specific rules on the tents have to be so far apart from each other. They have to be so far away from any kind of walkway or playground or whatever.
Right.
And that park is too small that they
Yep.
could not
Okay.
put a single tent.
All right.
But so during the warm weather, during the summertime, they would just sleep out there on tarps. But now
Right.
that there's shitty weather and it's cold,
Right.
they go
So-
to wherever they can put a tent up. So.
But I also noticed up north in the town up there by the Mini Pet Mart,
Yes.
which is not a sponsor of the Three Guys and Sometimes Bob
Yeah.
There was
webcast.
only 2 tents today. 'cause I
Oh,
came
up
by.
there. I didn't even know what the name of that little park is. They
yeah.
named it.
Of course it did. It's a triangle-looking thing between Evelyn.
That's right by the old church there, across the street from the
Right,
mini park.
right.
Yeah. It used to be fucking what's his name, Roy Masters'
Roy
fucking
Master
place.
Church.
Right, yeah.
Then now I think.
I didn't know it had a name.
Laurel Hill or
Laurel Hill is the nursing home right there.
Right. But there's a little park right there, and they were like jam packed.
there was 8 of them the other day, and there
Yeah.
are 2 this morning.
Well, they're all down there. At
But is
Riverside.
that an actual park?
Yes.
Or is it?
Yeah.
It's
They
not
put a-
private. It's city property.
They put a sign.
Okay.
They had one of those fancy wooden signs that say what park it is. I don't know too many people that stop and like hang out there, other than
Yeah, I thought that was all part of the church's property there.
urban campground.
No, it's a city park.
Okay. Well, I was hoping that because I saw a thing.
It's our green space.
Yeah, I thought I saw a thing a while back, maybe 2 weeks ago, that the city of Ashland was passing a law or an ordinance or whatever they do at the city level that would legalize parking or camping in their parks in Ashland, city parks,
Really?
make it 100% legal. So I was assuming that these people would be like, okay, let's go down there. Nobody's going to harass us.
Hassled.
So-
Ashland is definitely ran a little bit different than Grants Pass or Medford. I
Yeah.
mean, they do have a food and beverage tax. They do have certain taxes over there.
They do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ashland,
they had it a number of years ago, but I've
Ashland
heard
is very progressive.
I've heard that they're taking it away though.
Oh, really?
I think Terry said, because when he was just recently at one of the city council meetings, and he had mentioned that the only one, basically, at least in Southern Oregon, is Ashland, and
Yeah.
that they were actually working on doing away with it, or something to the effect of that. Maybe I was wrong.
Well, I would ask the city fathers or mothers of that city, go, why are you taking it away?
Yeah.
Don't impose one here if a town that has been doing it, why you had it in the first place.
I'm kind of disappointed that it's not on a ballot, but rather an action by the
Well, because they're
council.
smarter than we are, Bob.
Yeah, they know what to do with your money. They know how to work our
Why
money better than
don't
we do.
they? Well, I can tell them we're going to get $1 million in a heartbeat to sell the $1 million mountain.
Sell the $1 million mountain.
That they just bought?
And sell all the other property that they had that is absolutely sitting empty.
Yeah.
That absolutely means nothing. Oh, wait a minute. The old gas station across from City Hall that they bought,
For it to make a parking structure that's
never going to happen.
never going to happen.
That is I don't know what they paid Henderson for that property, but I'm sure it wasn't cheap. I got to imagine that's a $500,000 piece of property.
Well, my thing is, talking about the budgeting that for our 3 listeners that may listen to this or not.
One from Germany.
The one guy from Germany.
That are across the street.
Oh yeah. The
But-
five-
$500,000 each.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Each.
But
8 by 10.
But the reason for this our city
get
council went against the will of the people and just enacted and voted amongst themselves to look into and put together an ordinance for a food and beverage tax along with a utility fee to fund city police and fire.
And
What I'm curious is, when the shit was going on with Copeland's down there.
Oh yeah.
And they got in trouble because they did illegal shit to acquire the property and didn't do things the right way. I'm wondering how much of city tax dollars were spent on legal fees in that whole process.
Tons.
And why not just maybe look at our budget and see what's already there that's been in the past used for shit that shouldn't have been.
Yeah, I mean that whole thing was they were gonna buy it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they were gonna buy it. Then they said no.
Yeah.
Then they go, we're gonna impose eminent domain, and they went, no, you can't do that. And next thing you know, they're buying it for more money than what it was, or it was just
Well, and it's the way they went about it. They had an independent auditor come in and say, you guys can't do that shit. You can't do it the way you did it.
Right.
They cut corners, and I don't know the whole logistics behind it, but they did some shit that was not legal in the process.
One thing I do know is I don't necessarily disagree. Oh, Bob's getting a phone call from Real Motors.
Uh-oh.
Or the Admiral.
Hello.
Hello,
Yeah, how's
sometimes
my
Bob.
That guy, sometimes Bob,
Sometimes, Bob.
but not today.
But they where we're going. Oh, the fee. Oh, now we got sometimes Mike. All right, Roy and Andy.
Hi there. What's happening?
No, the fee is. Was there one in there? I don't know if I took those upstairs or not, but
Well, in this,
I was looking up interesting news today, funny news, weird news. And
we can't hear you, Andy. But
jump on there.
I was looking up funny news, interesting news this morning, thinking about this podcast, and I came across this article, and it was about the British Zoo has these foul-mouthed parrots.
Oh, yeah, they had to do their own pavilion.
And
Yeah.
and their salty language made me think of Mike. How it became quite the attraction, but how it might offend some people. And I was like, wow, it just sounds just like Mike, an attraction that might offend most people.
well, there is that.
Yeah. So, and you know what? I've offended people my entire life. I think even when I was first born, the doctor was not happy with me.
Probably
I don't
not.
know. I have no idea. But yeah, and you know what? I don't give a fuck. I don't care.
There is that
Yeah.
level. But anyways, getting back to the utility cost, I understand we need water. It is an important life source here, and our old water plant is. When I say old, it's old, but it works, and I don't know how long it's going to work.
Yeah.
So they got to build a plant, which costs more money, which yada 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 yada. But I don't know how that's all going to work out.
Well, and
I would hope the extra $9 that they're going to charge every resident helps.
Well, and it's not just the $9. Businesses have got a tiered level that goes
Right.
The top tier, and I don't know how many businesses fall in. It's like over $3,000 a month
For water.
for water bill, add on to what they normally use.
What is that, like the fucking YMCA? I mean, that's,
Well, yeah, and I don't know. I don't know if they go
the
by
hospital?
usage or just size of the company or size of the business or what. I have no idea. And I'm sure the commercial water, because I don't pay a commercial water bill. So yeah, but that's a county though. That's a county though.
Yeah.
That's county. So
But yeah, well, we'll find out. We will find out.
yeah, that's interesting.
But
The current building was built in 1931.
1931. It's a badass building. I love
Which building
that
we talking about?
The water filtration plant.
The first
Oh,
one,
yeah,
the first
yeah.
one was 1888.
Okay, where was that? Down on the river.
I imagine the same place.
55-gallon drum and a pump.
yeah, just run it through some cheesecloth. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
It's the Archimedes.
Well, the water was cleaner back
Yeah.
then.
the screw to get the water up from the
Yes.
river. They had
Right.
the
Well,
donkeys moving around, and they turned the shaft, and up it would come. Maybe they had camels. I don't know.
They could have. Well, being born and raised here in Grants Pass, I mean, that's where I learned how to swim.
Yeah.
And that's probably my first
With
drink
camels?
of water. Yeah, with the camels.
Okay.
Yeah.
Camels are good like that.
I mean, the
They
river,
are.
shit, that's where you went.
Yeah.
I swam in it. I drank
Yeah, we
it.
never- I don't know when-
fished it. I do everything in that river.
Yeah, and I didn't know. I don't know when, especially because I grew up out in the county, and so we
You
didn't
didn't
come
have
in.
any
We
water.
didn't, we didn't come into town.
Yeah.
Well, no, we would go out to the Hellgate side, past
jump
the-
off Joe Creek.
Jump off Joe Creek. Yeah, we jump off Joe Creek was there. Yeah. So Anyways.
Oh, but they'll have to figure it out. And, when we say they figured it out, they just add more tax to us. But
Well, yeah.
I don't think that
Well, there's another vote on the 21st, I think it is,
right.
that's supposed to finalize, or I believe last week's vote went to, now they direct the staff to come up with an actual ordinance that they then on the 21st or whatever vote on, I believe. But
Well, I know a couple years ago they tried to do just a temporary, 6 months out of the year, 4
like
months out.
summertime or whatever.
Yeah, it was a tourism tax. So,
Yeah.
they would put the tax in place to all businesses.
We'll already have that in the motel.
Well, the motel hotel tax, yeah.
Yeah.
But now they were going to try to do that, and everybody said, no, we don't want to do that. So now
They
they're going.
poo-pooed the
And I
idea.
get it. I understand why they're doing it, but I don't agree with why they're doing it. Because let's balance the budget. Let's take a look.
Just go line by line.
Yeah. Let's look at why we bought $1 million mountain. Well, because some council member's family owned it.
Yeah.
They wanted to get a little bit of money out of it. Or why we had to build this, or why we had to put shitters on our downtown streets for the. I'm not going to go over to that shitter across the street
No.
from here. And they're not using them. Hell, they're still pissing in the driveway here.
But they're using them somewhat.
Yeah, I'm sure
Saw
they're
a
getting.
couple of guys the other day cleaning them out. So.
Well, yeah, they're in there shooting
Shooting
up
up
their.
it.
But no, they say, they put in special lighting.
It's a maintenance fee.
Yeah, what's the maintenance at on annual maintenance cost?
Maintain them even if they're not being used.
Yeah.
They're hooked to the sewer. They don't have to go pump them. Or anything.
$50 an hour.
$50 an
50
hour.
bucks an hour, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Is that the new minimum wage? They're trying
Well,
to
that's what.
propose?
Yeah.
Yeah, in California,
Minimum wage?
California, and
Yeah, we
Oakland. and-
Yeah, we beat that one
Federal,
up
yeah.
already.
$10 an hour minimum wage for fast food workers.
Yeah.
Well, if
No
you're.
longer fast food. It's
No.
now fine dining.
Yeah, fine dining. But, so, hey, city council will figure it out. Then there's going to be a bunch of injunctions. And
Well, and that's what and, Terry Hopkins brought up a couple of points that he's posted on Facebook. One, there's a recording of Rob Pell.
Yes. They
from
never,
back
never,
in,
ever.
Yeah, back in July at a council meeting, saying specifically, that if we were to ever bypass the electorate and not have a public vote on any kind of taxation, that they would never have any trust in us again.
And they're right.
They're right. Well, we don't trust them now.
No.
So they
We
lost
didn't
that a long
trust them
time
then,
ago.
and
They
we
started doing
started
it.
shit.
So he sounds like Lindsey Graham.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
But then that we just had this vote back in November that was for the police levy that was supposed to maintain if it passed and continued
Right.
on, it would maintain current levels. Well, now they're saying if we do nothing, it's still a $3 million shortfall.
Right. Well, I would say that we start looking at the budget. Hey, start looking at the numbers. Find the numbers.
I agree 1,000%.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee any one of us went in there and looked at their budget. we
Oh.
could
Oh yeah.
If I had to run my businesses like I ran this, like the city's being ran, I wouldn't be in business.
Correct.
Well,
I mean, that's his bottom line.
what they need to do is not have the city in charge of looking at the budget. They need to get a third disinterested party
Yeah.
to take a look at expenses.
You don't
and
like
revenue.
the idea of Fox in a hen house then?
Well, the problem is though
Yeah.
is any time that happens, whoever is hired, they're being paid by the city, so they're going to.
It's a $50,000
It's,
start.
yeah,
right there.
yeah.
I don't know.
But it's
we
but
could
it's,
get that son of a bitch that did an independent audit on our company a couple years ago here at the Cigar Cave. My ass is still hurting from that forensic auditor. Have you ever been through a forensic
No.
audit? Holy balls. That guy crawled through, and he was paid by the state. He was a state employee. He wanted to make sure that everything was right on the money with tobacco. Imagine if they did that shit
Okay, so
for a city.
That's
much
what
does the
you
city?
need.
How much does the city pay him?
No, the city didn't pay him. The state of Oregon paid him.
Oh, the state did. Okay,
He
for
was
their
a state of
tobacco
Oregon
tax.
employee.
Gotcha.
So that's what they need is somebody who is not tied
Yeah.
to the city to say, look, you're wasting money here, and this expense is unreasonable for what you're trying to do. So until they have that and go before the people, I think if they had done that and they had a report that
Sure.
said, look, you need to have this kind of tax or
Right.
whatever, then the citizens wouldn't be so, we're getting fucked and we don't have a say-so.
Right.
Yeah.
Transparency is everything
Yeah,
when it comes to
yeah.
when you want someone else's
Well,
money.
and I think if they did something like that, and then again goes who chooses the auditor? How does that get chosen that it's not biased? that so-and-so, Aaron Kubik's got a freaking cousin up in Portland that does financial auditing or something like that.
Yeah.
But
Well, you get somebody who's not
tied to anywhere.
Yes, they have to be paid by the city to do the audit.
Correct.
But that they have absolutely no relationship in some
Holy
way.
Christ. I would do it for free. They wouldn't have to pay me. I would be more than glad to do that.
But if they were to do that and publicly release the results, good or bad, then they might have a better chance of passing a freaking vote.
I think it is public record. You can look at their budget, but
the budget is, but an audit maybe not. Maybe
audit, right.
all the redacted stuff.
Yes, because the budget is on the website, and you can look and go, oh, we're giving $5 million for this, $2 million for this, and it's just a general fund is what's inside the general.
Well, exactly.
Fund.
The budget on the website doesn't list. Okay, the general fund is X number of dollars. Give us line by line what those checks were written to.
Right. That you should be able to get, but I think you have to go to the city.
You got to go there
and say, okay,
go to the county clerk's office.
I brought my coffee and bring me book number 1.
Yeah, and cause many waves.
Yeah, you'll be everybody's favorite.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But someone's got to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, it should be discussed that we need to balance our budget.
I don't think it's a negative thing because I think, part of the scare of an audit is, we're going to cut this, we're going to cut that, we're going to lose so many jobs. But I think what actually could do is actually create jobs, because if you find money that's like with this $1 Million Mountain, these different properties that we own, different things, if we're able to eliminate those, it may free up a lot of money in the budget to hire more people to do more things in the community, maybe, and take care of the parks and clean up different things. And so it could be a positive for them, and actually positive for the community, open up more, city jobs, etc.
Yeah, I 100% agree.
I'd also be interested to find, the whole thing is because police don't have enough money.
Right.
Okay.
Correct.
I would like to see the budget for the police department, because what are they buying and what are they spending money on? That, to me, if somebody gives you a glass of water and keeps refilling it, you're going to drink as much as you can.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so is the police budget really $3 million in the hole, or is it $1 million in the hole, or are they buying stuff and spending stuff that they don't really need? Right. I mean, fire department.
It's like the fire department, right? That's why you see them driving the big ladder truck everywhere.
Well,
they've got a certain budget, and if they don't spend it, they've got to use it. So they've got to put the miles on these vehicles, and so they can get that money for their new vehicle in a few years. I mean, it's kind of a messed up deal. And then you see the rural fire, and they're using all the old stuff. Old stuff meaning it's got 20,000 miles on it. Et cetera, et cetera. So that's kind of a screwed up situation there. If they're going to spend $5 million on a 40-foot ladder truck that they have to reach the tallest building that we have in town that they're never going to use, they should keep it. They should keep it till it dies, in my opinion.
Well, I was
maintenance.
I was involved in some similar fire budgeting in another city, and that part of it is I did find out that those fucking trucks, they are $1 million a piece, but you can get, that's what all it's like you can buy a truck for $60,000, you get the same truck for $40,000, but you don't have, the stereo and the Bose thing and all that. They can get trucks that still are expensive as hell, but are not at the, $1 million a piece.
They don't need the top end trim package.
Well, the thing is,
but if you let them have it, they will buy it.
Yeah, Andy brought up the fact that ladder truck running around town going to a auto accident, that they got 6 men or 4 men are inside that truck at X amount of dollars, and then you got the diesel to take it to, Mrs. Johnson hit Mr. Johnson in the corner of 7th and A, when they could have handled it with an ambulance and a cop.
Well, part of that, though, is because they have multiple fire stations, the one that they dispatch is the one that's closest to whatever the event is.
Right.
Correct.
And that ladder truck might have been the closest to get a fire person to.
They're driving that ladder truck because their only reason they're driving that ladder truck is to put the money on it, the miles on it, so they can get the money to buy the next one 3 years from now. That's true.
But my thing is why
None of us in the business owner would do that. We'd be sending the
7-year depreciation.
Why no? But why is the fire people have to go to an auto accident just to direct traffic? Why can't another cop show up?
Well, they do. because they're standing around looking at each other.
that's- yes.
We just saw that last week or the week before. I think it was right after the podcast. There was I think some dude like stroked out or heart attacked right there in the middle of the intersection. And holy Christ!
Oh, that's the one he went. Is that the one that went in? Oh no, that was a different one. It went into the train depot.
Oh yeah,
restaurant.
yeah. Train depot got ran over. The
And
restaurant.
somebody hit the gas instead of the brake.
Yeah,
parking.
that happens all the time.
They had to get their eggs Benedict in a hurry. 'Cause
But no, it was. I think someone had
nowhere to
a
go.
medical emergency in the intersection, and it rolled and hit another vehicle. And then there was a 2x4 underneath the wheel. Next thing you know, holy Christ! There's the fire truck here. There's 4 or 5 police cruisers there. There's the ambulance there. I mean, the whole goddamn city was taking care of this one guy, which is great for the one guy. But why do we need all that services?
yeah,
Hey, it's time to go rob a bank because all the cops are down there pulling one dude out of the car.
But as far as the budget thing goes, is and I don't know how much you saw that in the military, Garen, but I always knew they always said we got we used to come down. Yeah, it was you always spent at least 100% of your budget.
Yep.
Because if there was emergencies, the money would always show up somewhere, and then they would give you a certain percentage more next year.
Right.
And like with ammunition, we went out to the desert to go shooting, and they were like, I had in my barracks locker, which was illegal as shit, ammo cases full of 9mm, 12 gauge, all this shit because we couldn't shoot it all. We were taking thousands and thousands of rounds out there, couldn't shoot it all. They're like, if you don't shoot it all, bury it. Because if we get it turned back in, we lose that much of our budget
they can
next
disappear.
year. Yeah.
I hate to say in the Navy, out to sea is like, there's a lot of
Shit
shit in the
gets
bottom
thrown
of the
out,
ocean. There's a lot of shit thrown in the over the side. Like,
Yep.
oh, well, that got used once. Make it go away.
Yeah.
Which is, waste, fraud, and abuse, which a lot of government, military, and, run your private business like that, and you'll go broke.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, shit, we got a mop in there that we've used more than once. And we're going to use it again and again and again and again.
Until it falls apart and we get a new one.
That's right.
You guys mop?
We do.
Oh, that's cool.
Kind of like Bob sometimes.
Sometimes. Or is Rodney Bob?
Oh, it's going to be that kind of laughter show.
Okay, gotcha.
Speaking of which, I'm going to have to bail.
Oh, is it?
It's like 2 hours
Is it
in.
lunchtime?
Yeah.
Where's lunch today for our
Four Seasons?
for our 4 listeners?
Probably up there to the hut.
Oh, to the hut.
Yeah.
So do you ever go to any place for lunch that's not Asian?
Yeah. I'll go to Jersey Mike's for a sandwich.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. But most of the time.
You could go to Casablanca
I could go to
sometime.
Coffee and Grill right down the street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll probably be there if you go.
Yeah.
It's a good chance.
They got really good food there at Casablanca.
Coffee and Grill.
On the corner of 7th or 6th and D.
Yep.
Right across from the Dutch House. My daughter and her family have decided to move to Arizona. So that is a official thing. She
Good.
works for Dutch Brothers Corporate. So they're going to pack up the family and the way they're going to go.
Good for them.
So I get to spend January and February. I might have to, call in remotely, but I have a feeling that it's not doing this if everybody can hear that in Arizona right now.
I'm sure they can hear it.
They can hear it. They've got to be able to hear
Yeah, they got to be able to hear it.
Is Dutch Bros moving out of Grants Pass?
Not all of it.
Not all of it, but the majority of the corporation is.
Because I guess
The
the new
corporate headquarters.
the new CEO is from Arizona or something like that. And so
Well,
he must,
I think that's just coincidence. I don't think.
well, and I saw a picture of they've built recently just a fucking monster roasting facility in Texas.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Melissa, Texas.
So if you're a business person, and Travis has done and Travis, and he's done a lot of amazing a lot of things here for the community. But when it comes down to business, and when you have someone else running your business, they have to make those hard decisions. And I think it just happens to be the new CEO. The company is from Arizona.
It had nothing to do with it.
I don't think it really had anything to do with
But
it.
my thought is,
What I understand, he's
What I understand, I mean, he's kind of done with Grants Pass. I mean, what happened with him and just the state of Oregon in general with getting screwed out of his racino over there. I mean, I think someone's going to have a little bit of animosity when you burn out over $50 million.
There is that, but financial for a big corporation like that, it makes sense to go to Arizona. Why? They're tax friendly.
Yeah.
They like people there. They like you doing
Yeah,
business
no, I
there.
think it's great. I mean, it's just another thing we're talking about with the city. with the city budget and all this other things. I mean, how much money would that racino brought into to the city? You know, I mean, but that's also the state. It was at the state level at the time. That was Brown. You know, Kate Brown, your favorite person.
Yeah. So there was big consequences.
Well, yeah, and it's like I said, yeah, Oregon is not the business-friendly entity that it once was.
No, no, it is not. It's tough doing business in Oregon. Yeah. There's a lot of taxes. We
Well, and they keep implementing these.
Tomorrow might be
these gross receipts tax. And just because corporations can afford it.
Right.
Well,
they can.
You know what? But you know what? Maybe Nike, sure.
I'm going to hope that
just because you can't afford it doesn't mean that you don't do it.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to make you have people to answer to, just like in any company, with your partnership, with our partnership. We all have to answer to somebody.
Correct.
And shit rolls downhill, and you got to make those tough business decisions. And that is probably one that Dutch Brother did. I know they didn't want to initially want to leave Grants Pass because this is the birthplace of Dutch Brothers.
Yeah.
But you got to go where it makes sense.
Unfortunately.
And
if you can save millions a year on taxes.
Yeah. Oh, on probably the cost of everything.
And to spend probably, because they're just moving staff down there, right?
Yeah, I don't know how many people are going to end up going.
But if it costs you, $250,000 in relocation fees.
Yeah.
You save that first year in tax revenue.
You guys have a good one. I'm going to bail.
Okay, Roy, we're going to cut this off here real quick. So
and we'll see you tomorrow.
Be back tomorrow.
So yeah,
Toodles.
So yeah, so it's to me it makes sense.
It does.
Arizona or Texas.
And the wife got a phone call from one of her clients that she was referring somebody that is relocating, and we haven't dug into it with my daughter and my son-in-law yet, but. She was kind of telling me a little bit about the plan, the relocation plan, and it's fucking attractive.
Oh, I bet
it is. They are taking care of their people that are leaving Grants Pass to go to Arizona. I mean, it's impressive.
Well, they have always taken care of their employees.
They always have.
They always have, even at the stand level. They have always, that was like a primo job for a young, teenager, early 20-something.
Oh, yeah.
That's higher energy and just wants to have a great time at work and make killer tips.
Ladder.
Yeah.
So, and my baby sister works for Dutch Brothers and has worked for them for 20 years now.
Oh, wow.
And she started off as a Girl Friday, and now I don't know what department she's in. I don't know what her involvement is with what area that she works in, but I don't know if she's going to be here. I don't know. And I seriously, if they offered her the position, she wouldn't take it.
Yeah.
Because she's very entrenched.
She got too much connections here.
Yeah. My dad, my stepmom, and my other siblings, and the kids are here, and they're, it would be. It's not like Marcy and Ian's situation where they got a young family and you can pick up and
it's not a big impact.
You can pack the U-Haul on the way you go, and it's not a huge impact.
Just don't have the Mexicans driving it because you will get pulled over.
Right, you will get pulled over.
You'll get pulled over.
But I imagine they're going to have some sort of a very skeleton crew because there is shops here. They got their shop. They got multiple.
Well, and I could see
they got their beat. They're still going to be roasting here.
Yeah, I could see that their growth plan is so robust.
It's huge.
Of wanting, I know we met with Travis before we opened a distillery for a couple of reasons. One of them was we're hoping he would give us some money and be an investor, but
right.
He shot that down real quick. Second one was that our initial test batch of coffee flavored vodka was using Dutch Bros coffee beans.
Right.
And
now it's Casablanca's coffee.
Yeah.
Oh, we got Casablanca coffee.
Rogue Roasters. So.
Well, yeah.
Anyways, but so he was saying at that time, because it was shortly after he basically sold off a large chunk of the company's stock to this firm that specializes in blowing up regional sized businesses, and their growth pattern was supposed to be like an extra 800 stands in like the next 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, they're
and my dad lived down in Phoenix area, and he said that they're just going like they were back in the day here,
right.
Back in the 90s here.
The stores down there doing. A little single-sided drive-throughs doing $10,000 a day. They actually have 3 and sometimes 4 espresso bars and like 13 employees at those little stands.
Wow.
Yeah. What are they? 400 square feet, a little less.
If that. Right. Yeah.
And they're employing a lot of people.
Yeah. No, they're great. They have I have an inside scoop. My friend actually built the roaster out there, and I buy a lot of products from Dutch Bros. A lot of cool stuff. A lot of their trial experimental stuff.
Yeah.
Espresso machines rebuilt, etc. So I'm out there all the time, and they've expanded out there. I mean, they have a giant indoor facility. If you've ever been out to Merlin and seen it.
Oh, yeah, it's
unbelievable.
crazy.
And then they built another building. I'm like, well, what's that other? What do you do in the other building? And they're like, oh, that's the bean storage.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's the warehouse, yeah.
You could have an entire football field and practice facility inside just the bean
Yep.
storage.
My dad, when he was driving truck, actually hauled beans from the Bay Area. They got shipped into the Bay from South America, wherever Travis was buying those beans from, which was on that show on TV.
Undercover Boss.
Undercover Boss.
Yeah.
He actually showed that facility, or, that farm, and paid it forward. And
They brought the guy up for his family to Disneyland.
Yeah. And so my dad had to pick up a load of beans. This was years ago, but they loaded a 53-footer up full of bags of beans, and green beans.
Yeah.
Green beans.
Green beans, yeah.
Yes.
Unroasted.
Unroasted coffee beans.
Straight off the bush.
Straight off the bush.
But then, but I could see, because of this growth that they're going through and moving that at least section of corporate down there, of them going to regional offices.
Oh, yeah.
Distribution points, things like
Yeah.
that to support. Kind of like how not Five Guys, what's the other one? In-N-Out Burger.
Yeah.
How they, they only expand to where so many, like within a day's drive of
100 miles
a distribution plate.
100 miles from actually a slaughterhouse is what it was.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah,
'Cause everything's fresh.
That's how it used to be. 20-some years ago, I ended up at a gas station I used to drive back and forth to LA all the time. And I met one of the employees, and he's like, he goes, well, we're not in Oregon. We have to be within 100 miles of a slaughterhouse. Because they slaughter their own beef and do their own deal. So that's how they're expanding.
So
But I don't
apparently
know
we got a slaughterhouse within 100 miles of us.
Yeah, I don't know that it's the same now with the daughter owning the business.
Yeah.
So that it was. But yeah, they keep it close. They build it just.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
And then they
Because I'm not a big fan of fast food, but they do a decent burger.
They do all right. I mean,
it's not. I like
their fries suck balls.
Yeah.
But their
But their burgers
aren't bad.
It's fresh ingredients. That's what I
Yeah.
give it. It's a basic burger that's just fresh ingredients. It's nothing
better
special.
if you walk in and sit down and eat it right
Oh,
then
yeah.
and there when it's hot and fresh.
Yep.
It's a great burger. It's a kiss. I call it the kiss burger. Keep it simple.
It's the best value for the buck.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God, yeah.
You can't build a burger for what they.
No, they run on volume.
Yeah.
They run on volume.
Getting an $8 or $6.99 special, and you got fries and a
Yeah,
soda.
exactly.
I mean,
McDonald's is more expensive
do
than
a
that.
$6.99 burger and fries and a soda if you didn't want to make any money.
Yeah, it's a break. We have a Kobe burger we do down there, but yeah, it's
Yeah, but what's your Kobe burger cost you? Or on to the plate. Not your cost, but what if I had to walk in there? $14.99.
No, it's 12. It's $12.
$12.
It
That's not bad.
should be $14.99.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it should be. But
because of my volume,
And it's a good fucking burger.
you're making it up in volume.
But we make it in scratch. It's not. I'm not buying a Kobe frozen patty. I'm buying Kobe
Beef.
ground beef, making
Right.
the patties. It has olive oil and seasoning and da 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 da. And it should be a $15 burger, but it's a special. We've been running it for a consistent special, but
Yeah.
But you sell a shit ton of them.
yeah, I used to.
Yeah,
volume.
and that's part of your marketing and part of your business plan. Is I don't need to make a home run every time I
Correct,
sell
yeah.
something.
You make 10 singles and
Right. I get doubles every day. That's baseball.
Yeah.
Doubles.
Yeah.
So
was the singles.
singles and doubles.
Maybe a
all day
triple.
long. You could get a triple, but I couldn't imagine what a triple Kobe beef. That's a lot of beef.
That's a lot of beef. You would
Yeah,
you
you get the
beat the meat sweats
you get the
real
meat
quick
sweats.
after that shit. Yeah.
They're a little over a quarter pound, so yeah, you'd be.
Pre-cooked weight, that is.
What kind of bun do you use on that, Andy?
They make their own.
We make our own buns.
What?
Yeah, we bake our own buns. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, they're in the morning. You see there, Aaron's playing with his buns.
Playing with the bun.
Yeah, that's the best day of the week right there is bun day.
Bun day.
Well, when I decide that I want my next carb overload, then I will come down and get a burger.
It comes with garlic truffle fries as well.
Garlic truffle.
Black truffle.
Truffle, isn't it a small bird?
It is a truffle. Do you get a pig that roots those out, or?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Out back.
What What do you shave the truffles and put them on the fries?
No, you just buy black truffle oil. It's
okay.
It's an infused.
Infused,
olive oil,
I see.
Infused,
Okay.
Truffle oil that we use. Yeah, it's not cheap. I mean, like I said, it's a $14.99, $15.99. I mean, if you go to anywhere else, but at Casablanca, we try to make it affordable for everyone.
No, you guys got great product and great fresh food, and
We're way underpriced.
well, that's why you guys are still in business.
Yeah.
And I mean, and it sounds shitty to say it that way, but you make things work.
Yeah.
You live within your means, so you balance your budget within what you sell.
Right.
Just like the city.
Exactly.
We're
Yeah.
able to run the entire store. We could hump it out with only 4 employees.
Yeah.
And serve a few hundred customers just during lunch. I think downtown we average around 400 customers a day.
No shit.
Yeah, it's busy. It's
Wow.
a steady stream.
And a
you
great
guys-
building. I've always loved that building that you guys.
Yeah.
That was the old. What was that called?
Bluestone Bakery.
What happened to them? They just retired?
Yeah, I retired. The
COVID.
mother-in-law of the owner and the owner's wife, she did a lot of the baking and cakes and whatnot. She was having some health issues, so and then COVID came, and so they're like, perfect.
Yep. That's
Yeah,
a
because
good
they just
time to
never
get out.
reopened after COVID. So.
Doors.
Yeah, but no, great place. Great place. Casablanca. I want to call it bar and grill, but it's
Coffee
not
and grill.
Coffee and grill.
But it's got a full bar.
It does have a
I've
full
been there
bar.
before.
Yeah, once or twice, right?
Fully stocked bar.
Fully stocked bar.
I have 70 bottles of bourbon on the wall.
So, Bob, that should be something on your list for you and the Admiral to go check out.
Bourbon
Well,
tasting.
no, we've been at.
You've been to Casablanca?
oh,
Okay,
yeah.
well, good.
I by the way, I opened that bottle of George T. Stagg.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, the stag, just the regular stag?
the regular George T. Stagg.
Yeah.
Oregon, it's reasonably priced, but it's like a $1,400 bottle.
Oh, shit.
I wasn't sure what I was going to do with it. I was able to get one. I'm like, do I sell it? Do I do something with it? Do I keep it?
Well, hell, you want to buy? I've got one. I'll give it to you for $1,000. Because I got a bottle of Stag sitting on the shelf at home.
The junior Stagg, the short one?
No, not the junior.
The full
Yeah,
bottle.
you can't get those. Those are hard to get. I haven't been down to see Pat down to the liquor store in a while to see what.
Well, he's so far away.
Yeah,
You know,
it's all the way,
all the way
it's
down
all the
the
way
alley.
down the alley.
But you got to walk through the city council meeting.
It's literally 100 yards away.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Less than 100 years.
yeah, less than 100 yards. I could run it if I had to, but I don't want to.
And it's raining, so.
And it's raining. No sense. The only reason to go down there right now is to buy the lottery ticket. I don't even know what the lottery's at right now.
It's at like 400 on one of them. and
Oh, it's time to play. Before that, it was not worth it.
Yeah.
I love it when you buy a ticket and says, "Do you want a kicker?" I says, "No, I can make it on that."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can do just fine because I'm going to take half of that shit now,
Yeah.
and I'm never going to run out of money.
Yeah.
I got 5 out of 6 one time on the Powerball.
No shit.
Yeah,
Did they pay you like $2?
No, it should have paid me about 20,000, 23, but it ended up like $2,600 or something because 13 of us.
Oh,
Normally there's only 2 or 3 people that end
Right,
up
right.
hitting it, but there's 13 people that hit it, I think total, and 11 had the kicker.
Oh, so that took
we had
that
to
away.
Split it all up, so it ended up being about $2,600. But I was like, the people that didn't get the kicker were only 700 and something.
Right,
Yeah.
They got to be kicking themselves right now.
Yeah.
But when you're used to hitting the, you put it under the thing and it scans it, not
Yeah.
a winner, not a winner.
It
And all
says-
of a sudden you click it,
Just
it says
do-do-do-do.
$2,683. Like, what? you do it like 4 times, Like,
That's awesome.
so I'm ahead on the lottery for my life.
Yeah, I've never done that lottery. I've just done the machines. I've never played like a fucking Powerball. Or
Oh,
anything.
yeah. We
Never
get
done
hot and heavy on it. Everybody throws in a $20 bill, and we figure out, how many tickets we get. And
Yeah.
then everybody lives very comfortably for the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
I can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to that.
Well, you just
No.
got to quit falling downstairs and
Yeah.
doing shit. So anyway, speaking of falling downstairs, you said your granddaughter's coming to town?
She's flying. She's coming landing at 4 or 5 o'clock at Medford.
No kidding.
She wanted to get out of Seattle for some days, so
You want to get out of the rain to come to the rain?
Yeah. So I'm not. I don't know what the
Well,
plans
she could have waited till Friday, and my wife would have brought her home. Saved you an airfare.
She's got to go back on. She's coming. She's taking a couple of days off, and the excuse she's using, she has to take care of her grandfather,
Yes,
who is still injured.
that's an idiot that fell
Yeah.
down the stairs.
14 steps.
14. So, are you going to bring her down here to introduce her to the?
I don't know what the plans are. I don't know why she's coming. So
Bob's
Well-
a guy. He doesn't get to make decisions like that.
Well,
yeah, I don't
get
run the joint.
Right, but you do have certain, there is pull that being the grandfather,
yeah.
and you've always used up all your sick leave and all your paid time off,
Yeah.
and then all your PTO or whatever the hell that is. here at the Cigar Cave. So
Exactly.
we've had to go into private negotiations on your employment here.
You're not sometimes Bob anymore, is what he's trying to say. You're three guys and Bob.
Now it's just Bob. Yeah.
Now it's just Bob.
Gotta be full-time
Now, when-
Bob.
When Bob leaves in 4 weeks, go back
After
down.
4 weeks, you can be sometimes Bob again.
Yeah.
Hey, Andy, can you make a good crab cipino?
Yeah, I love
Okay, Bob, you will not have to travel to San Francisco. You could have Casablanca
We
cipino.
there's Portuguese a lot in Half Moon Bay, and they put on once a month in the winter, December, January, February, and March, and depends on what the crab costs are. And it's not the cioppino with, clams and
The mussels and all that. Right?
It,
Portuguese
nothing but
sausage and
nothing but crab
crab.
and garlic bread.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
I could handle that. They used to do a lot of cool stuff over on the coast with Dungeness,
Yes.
Yeah.
where they'd have Dungeness crab feeds. And I don't know if you guys remember, I know you've been around for a long time, but they used to have crab races
Oh, I
over in
remember that.
Crescent City. When I was a kid, I mean, literally, the crab race was a big crab feed, and then they would take a sheet of plywood, it might have been 8 feet, it might have been railroaded down, but they had like a couple sheets where you would sign up and you would enter the crab race, and they would have that crab board at a 30-degree angle, and then they'd have a piece of wood that would hold the crab in place, and then they lift the wood up, and then you beat like hell on the top of the piece
So
of
it just
plywood,
vibrates them down?
and it vibrates. And if you won, you got to go to the next bracket. And if you were the grand prize, it had nothing to do with the fucking crab that you were beating down the track. But at the end, the winner would get this great big burl with a huge Dungeness crab
All lacquered on there.
lacquered on there, and that was the crab race, and it was just a beer drinking, crab eating party.
Yeah.
I don't know why they.
Yeah,
had that.
my crab.
The
my
environmentalists?
crab stories
Yeah.
went to fishing with my dad early on, and then later on, he used to take us to Charleston. They'd have
Yep.
like the Oregon, the state of Oregon State University fundraiser for their marine biology, and they had the crab feed, and you go out back, you pay the money, you go over there, and the tables are covered in newspapers. And they
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
dump
Just a big
crab in
boil,
front of
yeah,
you.
just throw it on
there.
crab
Yeah.
boil, and they dump out, what's that, Frogmeyer stew, so it had the corn and the crab, and you just start breaking
Yeah.
the crab.
They did that last time I did a crab feed over there, which was Roy, and that's like way back when I first met Roy. I think it was like one of our first trips that we ever went on over to Brookings. We stayed at the Lucky Seven, and they did one in Brookings, and it was one of those beautiful days on the coast, but it was cold.
Yeah.
That it was so cold that the butter was coagulating before you could
dip your crabs
It
in
was
it?
one of those 30-degree days over in Brookings with clear blue skies, no wind.
Yeah.
Great day to fish, but not a good day to sit in a tent with these shitty heaters to try to stay warm and eat crab.
Yep. Yep.
But yeah, that was 10 years ago that we did that.
I actually have a catering coming up where I have to do a lobster risotto.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, you're not going to find the lobster around here, so you're going to have to probably bring
No,
that in.
I buy it in bulk in pieces. It makes it simple, but I tried to talk her out of it because it's not. Anytime you're doing risotto off-site and having to prepare it,
It doesn't hold up, yeah.
it's a whole different
Yeah.
challenge. But
There's certain food that you should not be cooking off-site.
well, I cook it on site, but I have to hold it to serve
Right,
it, so
right.
I don't want to get firm. But I was able. I played around with that. I was able to make it work. I cooked. I fried the rice a little bit longer before I started adding the stock, and it's able to hold up a little bit. And then you just take warm stock and you kind of refresh it.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
Stays
Yeah.
warm. Have heated warming candle. But
Well,
it's-
you know all the tricks.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
it's still lobster risotto for 150 people.
Yeah.
Wow, what? That's a big fit. What
Wedding.
Big wedding. Jesus Christ, that's a big wedding. Wedding in the. You said a couple weeks.
No, it's not. It's in the summer.
Oh, okay.
July, June, July.
I was like-
I have the Chamber of Commerce that we're catering for this next weekend. Actually.
Oh yeah.
400
We were asked the Oregon Caveman Club was asked to go down. Boys and Girls Club, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, their 100th anniversary of
Of the chamber?
Yeah. So they asked the caveman to show up, and our head caveman, Chief Bighorn, he is He's fucking wintering in Arizona right now.
I need to talk to Chief Bighorn. We're doing actually. I hired a production company, and we're shooting commercials for Casablanca.
Okay.
Really high end, Super Bowl quality commercials that we're going to start.
Right on.
And it's about our community. So we're doing like construction site. We have farmers. We're going to have.
Eric showed me some of those pictures. They're coming out good.
Cool.
They're coming out
And you
good.
need the Oregon caveman.
Yeah, you gotta have
So
it.
what we're trying to do in some of the sites, what we're doing is we're gonna have the caveman, we're gonna have a Bigfoot. So like as they're shooting the scene, you'll see the Bigfoot in the background, or the caveman, like there's gonna be in the backdrop,
Yeah.
And then what we do, so they shoot these scenes, so it's gonna be really quick. So you're gonna see this and that, like the Ariat boot commercial we went off of is this really cool commercial that has similar things. And Taco Bell has these commercials where they're showing all this fun stuff. I mean, I watch a Taco Bell commercial, I'm hungry.
Right.
Believe it or not, I don't eat Taco Bell. It's horrible. It's the worst thing you can do. But sorry, Taco Bell. But
Not a sponsor, so it's okay.
these are great commercials, and that we want a really high-end commercial that we've always wanted to do, and so that's what we're working towards. But
Well,
then we'll have these
the
cavemen.
great
and
thing
Bigfoot.
about it, Andy, I can make that happen for you.
I figured I knew somebody.
So was whenever that's a need, I need to inform my other
Yes.
caveman.
Well, we're working on. We just did a couple of shots already. Then the next construction site, I think we want to have the cavemen in there, maybe with leaning on a shovel or something, watching or something in the back.
Well, we might have to manufacture our own type of tools.
Yeah.
A stick.
Yeah.
A stick and a rock.
Perfect.
Yeah, we can definitely make a stick and a rock.
Or just having his club leaning on his shoulder as he's watching.
Yeah. We're using our clubs to beat stuff on logs.
Yeah.
But no, just get a hold of me.
That reminds me of the joke. There's 3 guys standing around a manhole. They all look at each other and they're like, "Oh shoot!" So they call the boss. 3 city workers standing around the hole, and they call the boss and say, "Hey boss, we don't have any shovels." And he says, "Lean on each other till I get there."
Yep, that's about right.
Faux show.
Faux show.
So,
Well, what do you think there, Mike?
I think I'm going to go with Casablanca number because Stephanie and Mitch are at Casablanca, and then Bell's at the fucking.
Your place of establishment?
No, my place is closed. No, Bell's
Ore.
bartender. No, not Iron Ore. Bell's at the new place.
Beacon.
No, the scooter place.
Oh, Zoom.
Yeah, Zoom. So yeah.
Yeah,
so,
what is that? With Zoom? We're not in Zoom City.
No,
Zoom City.
Zoom City is what it's called.
It's what?
That's what the place is called, though.
I know,
Super
but
cool atmosphere.
I heard it's nice inside.
It's nice inside, but it's the food is. I'm not gonna say it online, but the food is mediocre at best
Okay.
on a good day.
I don't get where.
And they're charging $8 a beer.
Wow.
And like their specialty drinks are like
$18.
$18 for a cocktail.
What?
Yeah, that's expensive.
$18 for a cocktail?
That's measured.
That's measured pours, yes.
For 18, don't they know what cost of booze is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're probably not using top shelf.
Your well's what it is. Your well's going to be the average cost of the well.
Yeah.
$5 to $7 for a well drink typically,
Should
and
be.
there's good margins there. But then anything after that, it's like a 4-time markup. I mean,
Yeah,
you got
I know.
your glass, you got your ice, you got your labor, you got your things, you got your da 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 da. But it's 4 times, so your average shots are. I mean, even with me, I have really high end booze, and the $200 bottles are about $35 a shot, which
Right.
most people are running 40, 42. And then you're down. Everything else is 12 to 15. I've got
Yeah.
great bottles down there, and it's a $12
But
shot.
you run a
For limited
realistic,
bottles.
run a realistic
Yeah.
business
Right.
that is going to survive the time, just like what we do here at the Cigar Cave.
Yeah, you're not trying to make your rent payment on every drink.
Right.
you
For
know?
sure, and even our cocktails, for mixed cocktails, and we use Contro. We don't use triple sec. We have all the high end stuff in our well for all our mixed stuff, and they're 12 to 13 bucks for a mixed cocktail that you're getting 2 to 3 ounces.
Yeah, yeah,
Right,
you're
right.
getting a double. You're getting a heavy pour.
You're getting a good pour.
Yeah, they're all
Because
really good, so.
those are the businesses going to survive. It costs you a little bit of money on the back end,
Yeah.
but you're going to make
You
it
have
up in
longevity,
volume.
yeah. You have
Right.
longevity.
You're going to have people walking
The
through
way
the
I
door.
look at it, whether it's no matter what, there's more profitability in the alcohol sales than there is in the
Oh, absolutely.
any day of the week. Because I'm lucky if I make anything on the. Sometimes I'm lucky if I break even on some of the meals that we do.
Right.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, so unfortunately, that's the
Is
way
that
it
you?
works.
I don't know.
My car doesn't do that, so.
No.
Okay, yeah, so we're just over 2 hours now, so and it's a good run.
I think it's a good run. Bob, any last thoughts or words?
Good to have you
Welcome back.
by the way.
Yeah,
Welcome
thank
back.
you.
It's nice to see you.
Speaking of colonoscopy, I once watched the TV, and I do not have my head up my ass because I saw it.
Good to know. Good to know.
Just as a closing comment.
On certain days.
Your wife's still arguing with you on that one.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll stand that argument too.
Yeah.
But no, welcome back, Bob.
Yeah.
Michael, Andy, welcome again.
Yeah.
And
We'll do it again next. When do you guys go on your cruise?
30th of March.
Okay, so it's been a while.
Yeah, and I'm
be a while.
hoping to get surgery before then if I have to.
Gotcha.
On what?
My knee.
He hurt his knee on the last cruise.
Yeah. So I want to make sure I can hurt it again on this next one.
Well, do the other leg so that you don't limp.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm just going to get a rascal scooter.
Dude, you get headline privileges at Disney World and the buffet.
You can just run people over.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, sorry, didn't mean to. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
They don't give a fuck.
All right. Well,
all right.
We cut it.
All right. Have a good one. Bam.
Bam.